Everyone mentioned today is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and everything I discuss here is theory until proven fact, even if it is.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean, and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took a red pill, I know life's short, so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna sing my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on the shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Hey guys, how you going? I'm back. One of my flags fell down behind me, so I had to take it down and fold it up and put it away because I'll be moving. Hey, and I haven't had a headache for like a week or more, which is quite amazing, quite good. I'm really happy with that. Alex, how you going? Good to see you. You've been missing in action. For your own mental well-being, had to take a break and step back with everything going on. It was really getting me down. Yes, if you feel like that, take a step back. Yep, definitely. John Paul, how you going? Shannon, how you going? Deb, how you going? Out to lunch, how you going? Who else have we got? I know we got other people in here. We got Timmy, how you going? And hang on, how far back do it? Sherry, how you going? Sorry, I'm getting confused because the chat has already jumped this time. Lucette, how you going? Have I missed anyone? Let's keep going down. Dana, how you going? J1, how you going? Good to see you guys. Okay, let me get my screen happening first before I click over there. I've got quite a bit to go over. So we're going to do that. Hang on a sec. I'm going to disappear for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, where is it? There it is. See, I'm back. Okay, let's get into it. Clandestine said, hear me out. Trump is hinting that he wants to use the National Guard to stop the crime in DC and secure the capital. This comes at the same time he's investigating the deep state cabal and grand jury is being impanelled. What if those two things are connected? If Trump's actually going to follow through on high-profile arrests, he's going to need control of DC. He will need complete security to pull off arrests. Military presence would give him the ability to mask movement of high-profile targets. And he will need the National Guard in place preemptively to shut down any riots or uprisings, because the public will likely be outraged if certain high-profile individuals are arrested. If there's going to be corruption purge here in the US, similar to the one in Saudi Arabia in 2017, Trump taking federal military control over DC would be necessary. Just food for thought. And it's going to come around to the Epstein thing. Okay? Maureen Comey threw all those court cases, but they have other ways of getting these people. So just hang in there. I keep seeing people go, oh, no, nothing's happening. Trump's involved. Well, okay, let's find out. We'll find out. Christy G said how fires start in Canada by province. British Columbia, lightning. Alberta, lightning. Saskatchewan, lightning. Manitoba, lightning. Ontario, lightning. Quebec, lightning. New Brunswick, lightning. PEI, lightning. Nova Scotia, hiking, fishing and outdoor activities. Newfoundland, lightning. Yeah, I'd be wary of the ones even they say are lightning. We had that here in Australia a few years ago. Yeah, I didn't see any lightning. Anyway, that's just me. C3 said as soon as USAID gets shut down, The View's been cancelled, Howard Stern's been cancelled, Stephen Colbert has been cancelled, Joy Reid's been cancelled, PBS shut down, NPR shut down. This is just the beginning. The American people have been robbed and our money's gone to fund the destruction of America through Project Mockingbird, might I add. Yeah, Project Mockingbird, remember that, where the CIA agents infiltrate the media and start getting the CIA's in the CIA's favour, I suppose, in what they want to do. Their agenda, that's what it is. Meanwhile, in Australia, we've still got this going on. The notice has said the AFL and Sydney Swans have been slammed by fans for pushing LGBT extremism by using a man dressed as a woman as entertainment. Does anybody really like this? I mean, seriously. There might be a few weirdos, but I don't know. Am I going to get done for bullying, harassment or something shit? Saying weirdos? AFL slammed for pushing LGBT extremism by using drag queen performer. I don't know anyone who likes it. I don't know, really. You know, I've got to just keep saying, maybe a few freaks do, but you know. Stevens said, breaking, Donald Trump wants to declare the World Economic Forum a terrorist organisation. Do you agree with him? I do. I would love that. And it's not Klaus Schwab anymore. Someone else has taken his place. Okay, English, right, far right, said, not my king, he's the Muslims' king. Never before in history has a king betrayed his own people so badly. And that includes Australia, because we're under this man's rule as well, allegedly. Is that why we've got so many Muslims? Might make sense. Inevitable West said, breaking, 220,000 British citizens have signed a petition calling for an immediate general election in just 24 hours. Keir Starmer is finished. No one likes him. Maybe except immigrants. I don't know. Maybe they don't even like him, but they're just being paid to vote for them. Or favoured, sorry, to vote for them. Mind you, everything here has to be taken with a grain of salt. JT said August the 31st to be TBC location for Sydney, 12 p.m. at the Sydney Opera House. Okay, we've got two. We've got one for the 31st of August and one for the 13th of September, I think. Other locations not known as yet unless others do. Australia Uniting. Okay, let's have a look.
Good morning. Good morning, all my fellow Australians. Good morning to my First Nations people. God bless you all. August the 31st, it sounds like a plan. August 31st, it sounds like a plan. Because I am not a cargo. The ship did not give birth to me. I'm not a cargo. I was born from my mother, which my mother gave birth to me on land. So I'm not a cargo, and thank you for your invitation for August the 31st. We will be there. I'll encourage all the First Nations to be there, because it is about our humanity, it's about our freedom, it's about our protection of our children, it's protecting the women, and it's also, we have no protection for pedophiles. We have no protection or any kind of significant that has to do with pedophiles. We have nothing to do with them. So due to this invitation that we've been received for August the 31st, and no doubt all Australians will be there, and also all our First Nations are going to be there. We've had enough of this this corporation. It's an illegal corporation. It's not a government, it's a business. They're making a lot of money. They have their own ABN number, so it proves that they are a business. This is a corporation, and it's illegal. It's also a legal entity. And we all need to come together, all Australians, First Nations and Australians. We all need to together and stand up against this demonic corporation. It's not legal, it's an illegal entity. It's illegal. So why are they running this country? And also they're pedophilians. The government is all pedophilians. They're pedophiles. That's why they protect them. And that's why the police protect them. They all protect pedophiles. So August the 31st sounds like an idea. It's a great idea, and we all need to come together, and we need to fight this demonic corporation. It's not a government. It's not a government. It's a corporation. It's a business. What's his name? Anthony Albanese. You're not a Prime Minister. You're a Chief Executive Officer. You're a CEO. We're not part of your business. We're not part of your money-making scheme that you're doing in this country. And we deny the birth certificate. It's from a dead entity, like you are. Anthony Albanese, you're also a dead entity. The corporation is a dead entity. So all the Australians are coming together on the 31st of August, and we're all looking forward to it. Believe me, we're looking forward to it. So bless all the Australians, bless all the First Nations, whether you're Aboriginal or Indigenous. Come together on the 31st of August. And I'm not stealing your thunder, my brother. I'm just inviting all the First Nations to join in, because we are not cargoes. We're not cargoes. God bless you all. And I tell you, the truth will set you free. Believe me, the truth will set you free, because we have the great God, our great Creator, the great I Am, is with us. He's working for us. He's working with us, because we are the living crown sovereign matriarchs. The truth will set you free. God bless you. Bye.
The only problem I have with that is First Nations was invented in Canada. Australian First Nations people are Aboriginal. But, look, I agree with the rest of what she said. Good on her. Shiva King said this is currently illegal in Nova Scotia, Canada. Climate lockdowns have officially hit. I will never comply. That is such a shame. Nova Scotia is a beautiful place, apparently. Well, I've never been there, but I've seen pictures of it. It looks bloody beautiful. That is such a shame. Yeah, don't comply. Oz Integrity said, breaking, the Albanese government is fueling Australian migration surge after quietly slashing the minimum English proficiency scores required for key visa categories. Labor are actively disintegrating Australian life and culture. Labor are a hostile government. Yes, we know that. They're lowering the bar for English-speaking people. I don't know, they lowered it years ago. Both sides have. There's plenty of families come here that can't speak English. What's going on here? Stand Up for Truth said, breaking, President Trump has proposed cutting foreign aid by 75%, slashing the State Department's budget by 50%, and eliminating funding for the United Nations, NATO and over 20 international organisations. Do you support this? Yes or no? I would. Just be a bit careful of these claims. I hope he has. I haven't seen it myself. But, yeah, it's a good idea, I think. Lozzie B said corruption right through the Australian Parliament, organised criminal government. Oh, yeah, I might have to interrupt this one because it is a National 9 News. Okay, so they might censor me. I don't know.
Probe into the bureaucracy that runs federal parliament has widened. 9 News can reveal multiple public servants have been put on indefinite leave as they await the outcome of an investigation into alleged corrupt behaviour.
Those who work in federal parliament like to believe the centre of Australian democracy defends openness and transparency.
Unfortunately, the Department of Parliamentary Services has become a department of mystery.
It's just this
You don't say.
total black hole when it comes to transparency.
The bureaucracy that runs Parliament is at the centre of a near-year-old investigation by the National Anti-Corruption Commission.
I can confirm that the NAC executed warrants on the Department of Parliamentary Services.
The NAC raided parliamentary offices in October last year, and 6 days later, the boss of the DPS, Rob Stefanik, went on paid leave. A week before Christmas, he was sacked.
We lost trust and confidence, and he was terminated. We acted very swiftly.
Mr Stefanik had a relationship with his deputy, Kate Saunders, who received a taxpayer-funded $315,000 incentive to retire payment. 9 News can reveal the corruption probe has widened, with multiple high and mid-ranking bureaucrats put on indefinite leave.
I'm surprised they're reporting on it, to be honest. And if it happened a year ago, why didn't we know about it? Where have the media been till now?
There's a very high threshold to be investigated by the NAC, and so some serious things have gone wrong.
7 public servants have also been caught up in a separate investigation by barrister Fiona Ruffley into missing records and whether Miss Saunders' exit payment was properly calculated. The department saying it had workers on secondment from other agencies to backfill officers, but wouldn't comment on duration or reason for leave. DPS confirming Kate Saunders' payment has not been repaid. Rob Stefanik's replacement as DPS secretary.
Sorry, I'm still finding it interesting that it wasn't reported on earlier.
Jarla Hinchcliffe is a former anti-corruption commissioner. She says discussing any of the inquiries into DPS risks compromising an individual's right to impartial adjudication.
I don't think it's too unreasonable to ask for better transparency and oversight.
We are restoring trust and confidence within that department. That is our role.
Andrew Proman, 9 News.
There you go, something I didn't know, so I don't know if it's true, but there you go. I don't trust any of the news, so just letting you know that. Craig Kelly said just resign. He's at it again. Blackout Bowen here in Australia has been caught red-handed peddling lies and deceiving the Australian public. He just posted a video asserting, just recently, for example, renewables overtook coal as the largest source of electricity for India. No, it didn't. Coal is the biggest thing in India. This is blatantly false. The largest source of electricity produced in India comes from coal at 74.56%. Renewables, of which hydropower is the largest, don't even come close. Further, India's Ministry of Coal is planning to increase India's annual coal production by 500 million tonnes over the next 5 years to 1,500 million tonnes. By comparison, Australia's total coal production is around 390 million tonnes. Either Blackout Bowen is hopelessly out of his depth and doesn't have a clue what he's talking about, or he's deliberately trying to deceive Australians. I'd say it's the latter. Either way, his position as Minister for Energy is completely untenable. He should resign. He's a moron.
Now, to justify this, they're telling us that Australia is doing more than the rest of the world. So let's quickly go through a few facts. Just recently, for example, renewables overtook coal as the largest source of electricity for India. Renewables overtook coal as the largest source of electricity for India.
Can we report him to the e-safety officer, please?
Now to just...
Sorry, I was laughing at the end, little South Park character jumping in there. Okay, Margaret Cleveland said, this is precisely why judges who are not impartial are obligated to recuse from a case. If you have TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome, you should step off. And if every DC District Court judge has TDS, then every single one should recuse. While we aren't mind readers, Judge Boasberg revealed at least some of his colleagues held an anti-Trump bias and should have recused. Given Boasberg was hell-bent on holding the Trump administration in contempt, I'd submit Boasberg, I feel like a burger, was including himself in this statement, acknowledging an anti-Trump bias by his colleagues. Exclusive memo reveals DC judges are predisposed against the Trump administration. I wonder why. Who put them there? A lot of them are Obamas. Okay, Melinda Richards said modern-day communism and tyranny has a certain look about it in the 21st century, doesn't it? Yeah. I don't know, two nerds. That's not working. Mick Amias said, never forget what they took from us Australians. It's time we reclaim our nations. It's time we place Australia first. I can't play it because the music in the background, but it's just music. Hang on, can I make it bigger? No. Hang on. There it is. And turn the volume down because I'll probably get in trouble. Okay, what Australia used to be. Oh, I miss the old Australia. Anyone else? The fireworks. I don't know about tennis, but, you know, other people love the tennis and the horse racing and cricket and car racing and sailing and surf. But what is it? Well, the one with the not surfboarding. Anyway, I miss the old Australia. Okay. It was good. It was good while it lasted, guys. What a shame. Anyhow. Okay. We'll get it back there one day. Soon, I think. Alexandra said, what do you say to this man? Furious dad knocks out man exposing himself in the street in front of families. I say, mate, well done. Congratulations. Good job. Well done. That's what I say. If you are a dad and you knocked out a man exposing himself on the street, I would, congratulate you. Thank you. Oz Integrity, again, this stupid man. Australia, it's time we call it out. Our government is engaged in public humiliation rituals. Australia's been sacrificed to globalists, UN, WHO, WHO, WEF, Agenda 2030, Garvey. They must be removed from office. Him telling that same lie again. Okay, Lozzie B said, cover the country in our Australian flag. That'll be the next one taken down behind me because I'm going to fly it. Hang the Aussie flag out the front of your home, in your front windows, shop windows, on cars, etc. Get creative and show you are proud to be Australian and want to put Australia first. Post, share and tag. On fences, on windows, hanging from verandas, balconies, whatever you want to call them. Hanging from front fences, on your car, off your house, on a flagpole, any way you can. Okay, that's the next one going down. The Australian flag behind me. Valerie said 325,000 per machete disposable bin. Are they made out of solid gold? 13 million for 40 metal bins. Reminiscent of $200 per PCR test looking at the pandemic in 2022 to 2021. It's around the wrong way. Anyway, Jacinta Allen, who got this contract? I'd like to know too. Our money's being rorted by politicians and their contractors. You know what they're doing? They're quoting this much of it, on it, right? getting them made for pennies in the dollar. The unions are probably involved, so they're pocketing some of it. The politicians are pocketing some of it. Where else do you think it's going? And as if this is going to do anything. Do you really think that the criminals are going to hand their machetes in at these disposable bins that are being... Sorry, the disposal bins that are monitored 24/7? More than 40 safe disposal bins will be available 24/7 at police stations across Victoria to allow people to safely dispose of machetes during the amnesty period, which will run from the 1st of September to the 30th of November 2025. Do you really think anyone's going to? I mean, maybe some honest people will. That's what happened last time when they took the guns. The honest people handed them in. Criminals don't. Funny that, isn't it? It's probably why they're called criminals. Matthew Kamanzuli said whatever its original intent, the NDIS, the National Disability Insurance Scheme here in Australia, has devolved into a scam-laden disaster zone, costing taxpayers more than Medicare and the military, employing huge chunks of the country to do nothing but bludge. It's utterly unsustainable. Something must be done. Revealed, 300 alcohol claims worth more than $46,000 were paid via the National Disability Insurance Scheme in 12 months. Do you know you can claim to be disabled because you're an alcoholic here in Australia? Apparently, yeah, self-inflicted, and you can still be paid. And they still do it. I think they should start trying to help people, mate. Seriously. Alcoholics Anonymous isn't doing much. Like, I mean, they're trying, but, you know, I think there's better ways out there to do. I don't know what they are, but I'm just saying, I'm sure there are better ways out there. They've been studying human psychology long enough to get them to gamble, drink, do drugs, do this, do that, everything else. Do you not think they know how to stop it? I'm pretty sure they do. Jen Kay said, am I the only one, or do others feel the same, that making Valentine's Day cards in school for asylum seekers is so wrong on so many levels? Why are parents allowing this? Dear God, what is going on? Over in UK, over in England. Holy shit. You're making Valentine's Day cards for asylum seekers? You know a lot of them are that way, don't you? They love kids. In the wrong way. Joe Lang said, first, AG Pam Bondi upped the reward for Maduro as a drug trafficker. Indicting a world leader is a huge deal and sends a message to the world. Second came this. The President has ordered the Pentagon to use the armed forces to carry out what in the past was considered law enforcement. President Trump has secretly signed a directive to the Pentagon to begin using military force against certain Latin American drug cartels that his administration has deemed terrorist organisations. According to people familiar with the matter, the decision to bring the American military into the fight is the most aggressive step so far in the administration's escalating campaign against the cartels. It signals Mr. Trump's continued willingness to use military forces to carry out what has primarily been considered a law enforcement responsibility to curb the flow of fentanyl and other illegal drugs. The order provides an official basis for the possibility of direct military operations at sea and on foreign soil against cartels. Many of us Q-tards have been telling people for years that this was coming. Trump's going to conduct a real war on drugs. Not a phony war on drugs that was pushed during the Reagan years as cover for VP George H.W. Bush and the CIA's massive increase in drug trafficking into the US. You know who biggest drug traffickers are? Highlighted. Don't believe me? I've been wondering when the Bush family was going to come into focus. Here's my 2 articles on George H.W. Bush that prove he and the CIA were behind the massive increase in illegal drugs in his country. Guess what NAFTA was really about? Hint, it wasn't free trade. All the Anon's conspiracies are miraculously coming true very quickly. No coincidences. And there aren't. And it is. It's true. All of this is coming true. We're seeing it. Anyway, let people still say, no, it's a this or a that. It may be whatever you think it is, but they're telling the truth. Alexandra Marshall said I wasn't even in the market for jeans. Now I am. Anti-woke is badass. To whom it may concern, we sincerely apologise for featuring Sydney Sweeney in our recent advertisement. In hindsight, we underestimated the combined impact of her blue eyes, blonde hair and general hotness. Also, we did not realise how big her boobs would be. Our marketing team has been sent to denim sensitivity training. Thank you for your feedback. Please stop emailing us. We're still trying to recover from the group chat fallout. American Eagle. Good on them. They are now making fun of people complaining about it. And good on them. It's about time you just put a gorgeous young girl in there to advertise, you know, how it used to be. Not some really big person, sorry, but no. No. Okay, Clown World said, why are so many young adult film stars dying lately? Popular adult film star, 24, found dead. There's been a few of them, actually. Because it's not a very safe industry to go into, probably. What do you think? Maybe they're being sold, trafficked and accidentally, you know, taken out on purpose. I don't know. Malcolm Roberts said, what do you think? I agree. Thank you, Bruce, for sharing. If you step back and really look at everything that's occurred and everything that's been exposed over the last several years, it's clear that something unprecedented is happening. Hello? To humanity. People all over the world from every walk of life are beginning to see and talk about things they never did before. It's called the Great Awakening. Humanity has lost faith and trust in many of the individuals and institutions that were once revered and held on a pedestal, and thank God. Once people see, they can't unsee. The veil is lifting. Here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Let's go. Red Pill Dispenser said neuroscientist explains how a thought held for 17 seconds. What's the 17th letter of the alphabet? Wouldn't happen to be Q, would it? Huh. Will start to manifest. Okay, I've been sitting, I looked at this and then I started just thinking about that beautiful country house with rolling hills, lots of land. And I'm sure I was thinking about it for at least 17 seconds. Okay, let's have a listen.
There's a law in physics that basically says that when you have energy that is vibrating at a particular frequency, within 17 seconds, other energy like that will be attracted to it. So if I'm having a positive thought or a negative thought, then what happens is that energy is attracted to it. I have other thoughts that are like that thought. So if you do that 17 seconds, 17 seconds, 17, for 68 seconds, then momentum begins to occur. So let's say that I'm normally, all of our emotions have a frequency to it. So if I'm in despair or anger or worry, all of those are lower, denser frequencies. You get into things like contentment, happiness, joy, love. Those are higher, faster frequencies. So let's say that I normally live in contentment. And that's my set point, because that's where I live. I think about that all the time. That's what my makeup is, that sort of thing. So I'm driving down the highway. All of a sudden a car cuts me off and I get angry. So now I'm in the lower, denser frequencies. And so then I go back to the office and I'm telling all my colleagues, you know, here's what happened. You know, this knucklehead cut me off. Go home, tell my wife that. What am I doing? I'm vibrating angry energy. So I go to the supermarket and there is somebody in line. I have 3 items, and I'm getting in line, and somebody ahead of me has 38 items. And the guy that's running the cash register, it's his first day, and he's not doing very well. He's very slow. Is that a coincidence? No, it's something for me to get angry about. So I'm attracting into my world whatever it is that I'm vibrating. So where my thoughts are, that's what's creating my reality.
Yep. In a way, it does. I can see how psychologically that would work. Yeah, because if you walk around angry all the time, you know people aren't going to like you. You're going to be angry back at you. If you see the same people anyway, over and over again. Miller Joy said, breaking, the ABC is cancelling The View. Sanity is back at the ABC. Our readers added context. What's TVinsider.com? Okay, apparently The View's not being cancelled. It returns from a break in September. I don't trust this. But hey, that's just me. Nick Sautor said, breaking, President Trump's just ordered all federal agencies to delete employees' COVID-19 vaccination statuses. They must also delete any records of vaccine non-compliance and exemptions. Finally, nobody should be discriminated against for refusing it. Okay, no one. Get rid of it. Wasn't even a thing to begin with. Can't see how more people didn't see that. Anyway, but, you know, that's just me again. Sorry. Margaret Cleveland said, breaking, huge Trump win in the Boasberg contempt case. Okay, so he's got Boasberg. That's why Boasberg said something and said, oh, there's a few judges that are anti-Trump. James Melville said, this message goes out to anyone who's in WhatsApp groups. As of today, AI is available on WhatsApp and therefore has access to all chats. You can enable the advanced privacy option. Otherwise, AIs can open group messages, see phone numbers, and even retrieve personal information from your phone, even in private chats. To prevent this, click on the bar above that says Advanced Chat Privacy Enabled, more information. Turn the Advanced Chat Privacy option to on. Do this as soon as possible and share it with other groups you're in. Thanks, Francis Hoa, for the generic message. I hope I said that right. That was a bit difficult. Barron Trump said Bush funeral envelopes expose blackmail network. Pence, Clinton's, Obama's caught in military intel sting op. Remember this? When envelopes were handed out at George H.W. Bush's funeral? Something happened that shattered the cabal's poker face. Certain untouchables received secret envelopes and their reactions told the story. Jeb Bush's face turned ghost white. Hillary froze. Obama looked stunned. What was inside those envelopes? Now we know. White House insiders confirmed the envelopes contained classified intelligence dossiers directly tied to sealed indictment surveillance data and documented treason. I reckon they just say we caught you. Anyway, Trump's team, backed by military intelligence, used this funeral as a trap, a symbolic strike against the three-headed serpent, Bush, Clinton and Obama. And Mike Pence got one. Why? Pence's top aide, Josh Pitcock, was married to an FBI agent, Catherine Seaman. These names are getting to me, man. Josh Pitcock and Catherine Seaman? Okay. Who worked under Peter Strzok and Lisa Page during the Hillary email cover-up. I'm going to try not to laugh. Pitcock was allegedly placed as a spy inside Trump's transition team and Pence knew. Trump's move was surgical. He handed the cabal their own noose, sealed in an envelope. Each document exposed phone taps, email logs, money trails, classified leaks and child trafficking routes involving Vatican allies, UN officials, NATO liaisons and high-ranking DC assets. I didn't think all that would fit on one piece of paper. That, you know, again, just me. And then came the bombshell. George H.W. Bush flipped before his death. He cooperated, handing over the skeleton key to a database that linked the 9/11 operation, CIA drug funding, the JFK assassination and Wuhan bioweapons research, all under one digital vault. I mean, it could have, but I don't know. The Bush crime family, 3 generations of treason was finished. From Nazi financing to oil wars to election rigging, every layer of corruption was exposed. Prescott, George Sr., George Jr., a dynasty built on deception, finally undone by a funeral. It was never about politics, it was about restoring the Republic. Flynn knew that's why they set him up. Pence obeyed the 25th Amendment plot, but Flynn held the evidence. Every envelope was a warning, every face said it all. The Great Awakening isn't a theory anymore. TikTok, Gitmo awaits. Yeah, every envelope was a warning, so that's what it was in reference to, okay? They know everything. I'm sorry, George H.W. Bush. Just wait. It'll come. If you don't believe me, just hang in there. It's coming. And even, you know, leading back to all the Epstein stuff, right? Do you know who the biggest arms dealer is? Give you a hint. He lives in the UK. He's a bit of a royal. He was connected to Epstein. Prince, what's his name? Andrew. Allegedly, I don't know. Liz Crokin said at the end of this story, you'll learn that over 90% of the people you truly believed, loved or looked up to in this movement were not just charlatans, grifters or frauds. They're in cahoots and being paid by people who tried to destroy and literally kill the very few who were the real deal and their beloved pets. That's on the right-hand side. This is conservative influencers, okay? Thinking Candace Owens myself. But anyway, when you find out who these people really are and what they did, it will make you feel just as sick as you did when you learned the truth about Pizzagate. That's the reality, which is allegedly Pizzagate's supposed to be a fraud, you know, what, made up, okay? Got news for you. That's the reality I've been living with for 9 years now. Let the world beware. Okay, this is like right influencers. The ones that used to be on the left and all of a sudden turned right. Got a lot of money, you know. Clandestine said, I'm die-hard South Park fan and I'm in favour of being able to poke fun at celebrities and elected officials. But I find it noteworthy that they just completely ignored the last 4 years of Biden being a vegetable, a potato to be exact, and are now all in on bashing Trump all of a sudden. This comes after South Park made fun of all the anti-vaxxers and conspiracy theories during the pandemic, and all those people turned out to be right about everything. Funny that, isn't it? Then in 2020, Trey and Matt said they wanted to take a break from politics, and after getting everything wrong about Trump, Russia, COVID, vaccines and more, they said they just wanted to get back to being funny, while completely ignoring Biden being a walking joke factory for 4 years, a potato as well, justify back up the political episodes as soon as Trump comes back. If South Park would have made fun of Biden, I wouldn't have said anything, but they didn't. So now this Trump bashing just comes off as politically motivated. South Park prides themselves for supposedly going after everyone, but they let Biden and the Dems off the hook for the last 8 years. As a lifelong South Park fan, it's been disappointing to see this franchise fall off, and it all started around the 2016 election. It's never been the same. There have been some funny moments, but something changed. Why? Did they make fun of Hillary, Bill, Kamala, Joe? Any of them? The Vigilant Fox said, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the sons of God." Trump is preparing to thread the needle to end the war between Russia and Ukraine. The only path forward is peace, and this could become the greatest deal he's ever closed. Then Rubio dropped a massive reveal. For the first time, we have concrete examples of the kinds of things that Russia would ask for in order to end the war. The news hit like a shockwave just before 3:30 p.m. yesterday. Steve Witkoff, President Trump's special envoy, had been in Moscow meeting with Vladimir Putin, but no one expected what came next. Fox News anchor Martha McCallum broke the story live on air. Thank you for being with us. We've got some breaking news we want to get to. Want to get this in? It's a huge breaking story. President Trump reportedly set to meet face-to-face with Russia's President, Vladimir Putin, as early as next week. This comes right off Steve Witkoff's meeting with Putin. Was this the beginning of a peace deal? According to Fox's Peter Doocy, Putin didn't just meet with Witkoff, but he gave him a direct message for Trump. He wants to sit down. Sorry, guys, I'm going to cough. A face-to-face, wow. He's had one before. Earlier today in Moscow, Steve Witkoff was told by Vladimir Putin that Putin wants to meet at some point with Trump. Witkoff then relayed that message to the president, who was open to it. The possibility of a meeting as soon as next week, if the results of that meeting will be an end to the war in Ukraine. Odysee also said that Trump had already briefed Ukrainian President Zelensky and several European leaders during a phone call earlier in the day. We know that President Trump was on a phone call with Volodymyr Zelensky and some European leaders. He shared this with all of them. We don't know exactly where in that world that would be. It could be anywhere. The stage was being set. Moments later, Secretary of State Marco Rubio joined Larry Kudlow on Fox Business to confirm the news. It was real and it was happening. Kudlow said, "What can you tell us, Mr. Secretary?" Rubio laid it all out. Well, Steve went over to Moscow yesterday, Steve Witkoff, and had a productive meeting in terms of what was discussed, details that perhaps hadn't been shared before in terms of ideas about how to bring this war to an end. He doubled down on the administration's sole objective. Let's remind everybody that that's the goal here. The president wants to end the war. Rubio said that after getting the update, President Trump immediately looped in European leaders. The president, after getting that update today, convened several leaders from Europe, updated them on what happened in the talks. Why do we have to have it twice? We're going to be having talks with our European allies and Ukrainians as well over the next couple of days just to see what progress we can make on that side of it, and then hopefully, if things continue to progress, an opportunity will present itself very soon for the president to meet both with Vladimir Putin and President Zelensky at some point here, hopefully in the near future. Rubio made it clear they weren't there yet. Peace talks take time, but obviously a lot has to happen before that can occur. He explained that if the two sides can get close enough, he believes that there's only one man that can get them both to sign, President Trump. But I've always said this, I think there's going to be a deal to end this war, and it'll have to require the president to come in at the end and close on it, as I've seen him do numerous times on trade deals as an example. The question now is, how close can they get both sides? Then came a major reveal. Rubio confirmed that for the first time they now understand what Russia actually wants to end the war. I think what we have is a better understanding of the conditions under which Russia would be prepared to end the war, he said. The challenge now is bridging that gap. We have to compare that to what the Ukrainians and our European allies are willing to accept. If we can get those two positions close enough, then I think there's opportunity for the president to have a meeting that includes both Putin and Zelensky to try to close this thing out. He added, for the first time, perhaps since this administration began, we have some concrete examples of the kinds of things that Russia would ask for in order to end the war. Then he said what many had already been thinking. We've got to bring two sides and the positions close enough to that ultimate closer. President Trump can get involved and make it happen. I just read that like over and over again, it feels like. A deal might be closer than anyone expected. Back at the White House, President Trump was in the Oval Office with Apple's CEO Tim Cook, celebrating Apple's historic $600 billion investment into the US over the next 4 years. But reporters weren't focused on tech. They wanted to know about the potential peace summit. A reporter asked, have Putin and Zelensky agreed to a summit yet, and where and when would that be? Trump didn't dodge, he actually leaned in. Well, there's a very good prospect that they will, he said. He confirmed the ball's already rolling and we haven't determined where, but he had some very good talks with President Putin today. Then came the line that may define this moment. There's a very good chance that we could be ending the round. Trump sees this as his shot to bring the war to a close, but his optimism is cautious optimism. The end to that road, the road that was long, continues to be long, but there's a good chance that there will be a meeting very soon. When asked how close he thought the deal was, Trump didn't want to overcompromise. Well, look, I don't want to say I've been disappointed before with this one. This isn't a man guessing, he's a man playing his cards close. Then came the declaration. A reporter followed up, what was the breakthrough today? Did Vladimir Putin make some kind of concession that he hasn't been willing to make before? Trump wasn't ready to call it a breakthrough, but he made one thing clear, this wasn't sudden. This did not come out of thin air, it was planned. He's been leveraging both sides for months. I don't call it a breakthrough, I mean we've been working on this a long time. He pointed to the human cost of delay, truly tragic. There are thousands of young people dying, mostly soldiers, but also, missiles being hit into Kiev and other places. But in terms of soldiers, I think Russia's got over 20,000 since the beginning of the year. 20,000, and I guess the estimate for Ukraine is about 9,000. It's a terrible situation, we want to get it stopped. Then he revealed what's been driving him all along. You know, we don't have American soldiers there, but I feel I have an obligation to get it stopped. Trump made it clear this isn't his war. It started on someone else's watch. This was not my war. This war would have never started, not even a chance, and it didn't start for 4 years while he was in power last time. He spelled it out for the media in the room with him. But this is Biden's war. This was on his watch. And, you know, it's funny. We had no land was taken from Trump. It was taken from Bush. It was taken from Biden. The whole thing would take from Biden if it weren't for us, but it was. And it was taken by Obama. Take a look at what was taken with all the land that was taken. There's a lot of taken in there. Nothing was taken by Russia from us. Not 1 ounce of land was taken. Then he ended with a promise. I'm here to get this thing over with. It would have never started if I were president, and I'm reading things over and over again. Could someone just, I don't know. It wouldn't have happened if he was in charge anyway. And if this thing became a reality, it could mark one of the most biggest diplomatic breakthroughs in modern history, led by a man who says he feels obligated to bring peace. Special thanks to Overton News for helping put the thread together, and if you like this, you can follow the Vigilant Fox on X. And I've got a cat banging at the back door. Joe Lang said, why was the Q operation so important? Anons are years ahead of the media. We Q-tards knew years ago why the FBI never investigated Loretta Lynch. FBI never investigated evidence for Obama AG's role in Clinton email cover-up. We now have plausible intelligence suggesting that the Attorney General may have assured Clinton allies that the FBI investigation into Hillary's emails would go nowhere. The FBI never investigated explosive allegations that Attorney General Loretta Lynch coordinated with the Clinton campaign to suppress Hillary Clinton's email server scandal. Those allegations stem from a secret Russian intelligence memo that circulated inside the US government in 2016. The memo was so concerning that it pushed FBI Director James Comey to break ranks with Lynch during the Clinton email probe. Now, thanks to the newly released appendix of Special Counsel John Durham's report on the origins of the Trump-Russia investigation, that memo is public, and it appears to confirm long-held suspicions about how the Clinton investigation was handled badly. We also know why the criminal investigations that are now being exposed focus on James Comey instead of his boss, Loretta Lynch. What's the answer? Loretta Lynch flipped and took a plea deal. She was one of the first deals, and it completely exposed the entire top of the Obama administration in treason. Those 33,000 emails on Hillary and Obama's secret server reveal a whole lot of treason. Drop number 2259 from here, okay? Panic in DC. Rod Rosenstein called Loretta Lynch 4 times in the past 11 days. Q. Rod Rosenstein, back in 2018 while Rosenstein was overseeing the Mueller investigation. Why would the Deputy Attorney General overseeing the Mueller investigation suddenly start panic calling the previous Attorney General during the Obama administration? I have the answer, and we'll reveal it in my next Substack article. Sorry for the TRUTs. Anyway, drop 2260, Panic in DC. Loretta Lynch recorded calls with Rod Rosenstein. Loretta Lynch talking. Yeah, guess what? Loretta Lynch had already flipped and was recording the calls with Rosenstein. Just one of the many reasons why Trump gained leverage over Rod Rosenstein in the Mueller investigation. Drop number 2261, Panic in DC. Loretta Lynch talking, truth revealed, tarmac with Bill Clinton. They had a meeting on the tarmac, Bill Clinton and Loretta Lynch. Loretta Lynch talking, truth revealed Comey HRC email case, which is Hillary, Rodham Clinton. Loretta Lynch talking equals truth reveal Barack Hussein Obama's instructions, HRC email case, Hillary's. Loretta Lynch talking, truth reveal Brennan, no name McCain. Coordinate to frame POTUS. Pfizer equals start. Pfizer brings down the house. When do birds sing? When they're caught. Loretta Lynch was right in the centre of the entire conspiracy of treason that launched a coup against President Trump. She flipped early and was giving evidence on the Bill Clinton tarmac meeting to offer her a Supreme Court seat in order to drop the investigation on Hillary's emails. Favours for favours. She was giving evidence against James Comey and the protection racket in the FBI to protect Hillary Clinton. She was giving evidence against Obama, who was using the same illegal server, instructing her to drop the investigations. She was giving evidence of John McCain and John Brennan launching spying operations against Trump using Five Eye intelligence agencies from our allies, and they're facilitating the Steele dossier being introduced to the FBI in order to launch Crossfire Hurricane investigation. Loretta Lynch is a star witness in coming treason trials. Now either media shills like the Federalist are completely ignorant and clueless, which is entirely possible, or they're angry that one of Obama's own top officials has flipped and exposed it all. Either way, tick-tock, tick-tock. Also, from here, I just want to say this. I just want to read this one, right? Okay, well, it doesn't matter which one, they're both the same. A person's value. Number 1, their vote. Number 2, monetary value, your tax contribution. Number 3, blank. Why is free thought ridiculed, challenged and threatened when a person is opposed to the mainstream narrative? 2, remains fixed. Degree, allowable by economic recession expansion. Tax, right? Number 1, remains a variable. A vote. Number 1, dependent on controlled system of information dissemination. So propaganda, what the news can tell you. What happens when 90% of the media is controlled, owned by 6 corporations? What happens when those same corporations are operated and controlled by political ideology? What happens when the news is no longer free from bias? What happens when the news is no longer reliable and independent? What happens when the news is no longer trustworthy? What happens when the news simply becomes an extension arm of a political party, or the CIA, which is an extension arm of a political party? Fact become fiction? Fiction becomes fact? When does news become propaganda? Identity creation? How does the average person who is under constant financial stress by design find time to research and discern fact versus fiction? Majority of people are more prone to believe someone in power sitting behind a big brand news name. Yes, they are. Do people, human psyche, tend to follow the majority mainstream viewpoint in fear of being isolated and or shunned? Mainstream is used for a reason, dominate trend and opinion. If majority of people believe X, then X must be validated or true. And it's not. Just because the majority of people believe a certain thing does not make it true. And that's what the mainstream media do. Why do mainstream media heads within different orgs always use the same keywords and or catchphrases? Coordinated? By who? Outside entity providing instructions? Do they count on the fact that people, human psyche, are more prone to believe something if heard over and over again by different trusted sources? Like the threat to our democracy. Yeah, they mean the threat to their bureaucracy. Anyway, threat to intellectual freedom? Would control over or of these institutions and organisations allow for mass control of populations? Viewpoint? RE, desired topic? Read it again and digest it. Would control over these institutions and organisations allow for the mass control of a population's viewpoint? Okay, logical thinking. Why, after the election of 2016, did D's and Media Corps jumpstart a coordinated and planned divisive blitz intended to create falsehoods, re. illegitimacy of election, character assassination of POTUS through sexism, racism and every other ism, pre-post 2016 election? Why were violent mass terror orgs such as Antifa immediately created and funded by George Soros? Why were these organisations tasked with immediate intimidation shutdown of any pro-POTUS rallies and or events? Why were marches immediately organised to counter and silence pro-POTUS rallies and other events? Why were marches immediately organised which divide people into sex, gender, race, ism? When you control the levers of news dissemination, you control the narrative. Control the narrative equals power. When you are blind, what do you see? They want you divided. Divided by religion, divided by sex, divided by political affiliation, divided by class. When you're divided and angry and controlled, you target those different from you, not those responsible, the controllers. Divided, you are weak. Divided, you pose no threat to their control. When non-dogmatic information becomes free and transparent, it becomes a threat to those who attempt to control the narrative and or stable livestock-kept sheep. When you're awake, you stand on the outside of the stable groupthink collective and have free thought. Free thought is a philosophical viewpoint which holds that positions regarding truth should be formed on the basis of logic, reason and empiricism, rather than authority, tradition, revelation or dogma. This represents a clear and present danger to the constitutional republic of the United States of America. Why is this one longer? I want to know. Oh, God love you.
SL_I.D._FB6C1E9D6A523154 tipped $30. Keep being you have love the moon family.
Oh, God love you, Raven. Thank you so much, you legend. God love you. But I'm wondering why these. Oh, thank you so much. I'm wondering why. Okay, somewhere here. There's a bit missed out here. How much of the population still believes POTUS colluded with Russia due to MSDNC 365 blitz? No, MSDNC. I know it's MSNBC. Oh my God, now I don't know what it is anymore. No, MSDNC retraction of POTUS Russia collusion narrative propaganda. Why? That was the bit that was missing by the look of it. Yep. Very interesting, isn't it? Just because the majority of people believe something doesn't make that thing true. One Nation Australia said Walker's latest whinge. Charlotte Walker, the 21-year-old Labor candidate who slipped into Parliament at the bottom of Labor's ticket, has taken to the taxpayer-funded ABC airwaves to cry foul over online comments like "Go make me a..." Hang on.
Woman, get back in here and make me a sandwich.
Okay, over "Go make me a sandwich." The claims were linked to the revelation that the young senator last week removed a video of her getting out of bed and having a big day on a $230,000 plus salary a year. The link between the video being taken down and the comments about the kitchen and sandwiches is clearly a smokescreen. The Daily Mail reported that the comments section was filled with words more along the lines of, "Is this what taxpayer dollars are spent on?" The public was questioning if the video displayed the level of maturity needed to be a federal senator. But abuse, you say? Please. Snide remarks about sandwiches are child's play when compared to the flood of bile Senator Pauline Hanson faces daily. The left's obsession with hating Pauline has seen her family placed under police protection, her movements under constant security, and the threats so vile they make sandwich look like a Valentine's Day card. Of course, the snowflakes on the left don't blink at abuse hurled at Pauline Hanson because she doesn't toe their ideological line. They don't care that she was the first Australian woman to found and lead her own political party, possibly the first woman in the world to do it for that matter. No, that's not worth celebrating apparently because someone said something cheeky to Labor's accidental senator on social media. The truth is, Pauline doesn't lose sleep over it. She's busy solving real problems, talking about the cost of living, lifting Aussies out of poverty, and getting on with the job. She's up before dawn, puts on a big girl pants, and walks headfirst into the fire because that's what real leadership looks like. Maybe Ms Walker should try watching her own Labor Party pass dodgy laws that were backdated just to throw you in jail for 11 weeks. That's not politics, that's persecution. Sending your opponents to jail on trumped-up charges is real abuse. It happened to Pauline Hanson back in the 90s. Jail for having a different opinion from the mob Charlotte now cheers for. Being Australia's first political prisoner, that's real abuse. Never to be compensated for wrongful imprisonment, that's real abuse. Miss Walker would do well to steer clear of picking fights with a woman who's built her career on grits, guts, and getting back up when knocked down. Pauline's raised a family, run businesses, balanced budgets and battled the political elite, while Charlotte's still getting career advice from the likes of Sarah Hanson Young and Natasha Stott Despoja. If Charlotte Walker wants to pick a fight, she'd best bring more than a violin, because she got on and started whinging about Pauline Hanson. She's done nothing. And she's whinging about Pauline Hanson, who's been in politics for a long time, fighting for Australians. Yeah, most folks aren't ready for this conversation. Unfortunately for them, it's going to happen regardless, says Awakened Outlaw. Do you know what this actually is? It's when they peel all this off, right? The skin, right? And that's what you're left with. Wait till that comes out. You've got no idea half the things they do. Eric Doherty said, breaking, President Trump just abruptly cancelled a massive wind farm approved in the final moments of the Biden administration. It would have wrecked over 57,000 acres of Idaho land, one of the largest would-be farms in the country. Now it won't. Well done, Trump. Trump is on an absolute crusade against wind power. Go, Trump. Can you tell our stupid politicians? Elon Musk said overpopulation is the most nihilistic lie ever told. Yes, it is. Because apparently you could fit everybody in the world into New South Wales. I think it's about the size of Texas. I'm not sure. I remember hearing it years ago. I'm trying to remember it, but my mind's like a sieve, so you just have to excuse me. But yeah, you could put everybody in the world standing side by side in New South Wales in Australia or Texas. That's what I heard. Don't know if they're the same size even, but there you go. Little Humans Big Impact said it's crazy that for years I believed the world was overpopulated because that's the narrative I was fed. Well, that will happen when you live in cities and pack everyone in there and suburbs, instead of letting them spread out, A lot of people fell for it. But in reality, we're facing a population decline so severe that entire ethnic groups and cultures could be wiped out if nothing is done to reverse it. The Japanese people and their culture are beautiful, and I truly hope they continue to stick around. I hope all different cultures do. Japan will lose almost 1 million people this year. This demographic inevitably was set in motion half a century ago, has nothing to do with AI. Elon thinks AI is the only hope for turning this around. What are you going to do? Artificial insemination, is that what you mean? Are you going to artificially inseminate all the ladies? I don't know. But anyway, it's interesting. And it's true. Overpopulation is a myth. Fatima Khan said Prince Abdullah Al Sabah of Kuwait publicly declared his conversion from Islam to Christianity. In a statement, he said, if they kill me, I'll be with Jesus Christ forever. Let's hope we see more of this. Okay, according to Back to Jerusalem, they don't know. It lacks verified evidence. It raised doubts about this status when it was made on Egyptian TV. I don't trust these, honestly. Anon said some big names are being called in for questioning about Epstein. Did you know that? Still investigation. Some big names are being called in for questioning about Obamagate. One leads to the other, leads to the other. It's all going to lead up together. You wait. Everything's connected. Doesn't matter whether it's Epstein, the Obama thing, Hillary Clinton's emails. Just wait. It's all connected. You'll find out how. And if you just want to go and read this website here, you'll find out how. But anyway, if you just want to be patient and wait it out, you'll find out. You're seeing the beginning stages of RICO. Maxwell answered every question she was asked, and she was asked about 100 different people. Things are moving forward, and you just can't see all the gears moving. None of us can. Unless you go look at this thing here, seriously. Tim Poole said the dead internet is being exposed. I wonder how much of US aid money was funding bots to make certain content appear more popular, as well as comments. I don't know if you've noticed, be careful of comments with big likes. Read the thing properly. Because sometimes, and they've got bots to back them up. I don't know if you've ever seen the bot farms in China. You need to go look at that. Look for it. DOQ said Rockefellers and Rothschilds want you to go after the Jews so they continue to receive zero accountability for their actions. And I think the Rothschilds and that are people who say they are Jewish but are not, which is in the Bible. Same as Obama, the people who say they're Christian but are not, which is in the Bible. Bad Hombre said Democrat mutiny. 3 of Jasmine Crockett's staffers have turned against her, alleging Crockett's an abusive boss who routinely berates and belittles them, curses them out, refuses to go into the office, choosing instead to lounge around her luxury DC apartment while they complete all her tasks. Has them do a laundry and treats them like an Uber service. What? Is this, yeah, the one that wears the big eyelashes and the really, really long nails? Yeah. There you go. Matthew Kamazuli said Dick Smith, Australian business icon with a can-do attitude and a huge dose of common sense, has just put his money where his mouth is on renewables. I think he deserves our full support. Well done, Dick Smith. He's been fighting another one fighting, but the business side of things. Dick Smith, I placed this advertisement in the Australian newspaper today, 8th of August, 2025. Australian journalists, you have a responsibility to tell the truth about renewables. Mr. Bowen states that wind farms provide reliable power. However, their output is totally unreliable and depends completely on wind speed. A battery for Mr. Bowen's Illawarra wind farm would cost around $73 billion and would only provide power for 1.5 days of wind drought. This would make electricity totally unaffordable. It's a pity you don't tell the public these facts. ACT journalists, why not tell your readers the truth that the ACT electrical grid is not powered 100% by renewables, despite statements on the government website stating this. In fact, Canberra electrical grid is connected to the coal and gas grid of the East Coast and does not supply 100% renewable power. Come on, Australian journalists, step up and tell the facts. We need you to do this. Go, Dick Smith. He's one of our business leaders in Australia. Okay, Daisy May 4263 said a former Australian Army soldier has sparked debate after suggesting a protest on the Sydney Harbour Bridge to oppose mass immigration, rising homelessness and billions in foreign aid while Australians sleep rough. Let's go. I'm ready. Got my flag right there somewhere. Rosita Diaz said the government's a bloody joke. Where's the respect for Australia and its citizens? Advance, Hamas supporter who praised October 7 attack is granted visa to Australia by Labor. And this is what she said, apparently, allegedly. I'm not saying this, I'm quoting her. Praise be to Allah who's kept us alive to see this day. Oh, Allah grant us a reward that suits our patience in this blessed land. Oh, Allah, we trust everything to you in your trust that I never lost. But there's an update. Free Speech Union of Australia said the E-Safety Commissioner continues to burn millions of dollars of your money. Stop E-Safety Office wasting your money on failed legal cases. Please head to End Safety AU and sign our petition to abolish her office. Is there a link? Hang on. That's spending, sorry. Where's the, maybe it's this thing. I've got to click on this. Okay, yep. ND Safety, guys. Come on, Australians. Okay, hang on. Copy that. Put it in the chat. Can Australians please sign? Thank you very much. Okay, let's go back to here. She's burning our money, guys. Taxpayer money. And believe it or not, even people on benefits are paying tax. GST, anyone? Built-in taxes in petrol, food, alcohol, cigarettes, if you want to go that far. Okay. Everyone still pay taxes. Doesn't matter who you are. Rod D. Martin said breaking Trump just ordered the US Census to exclude illegal immigrants from the count. People who are in our country illegally will not be counted. Well done. This would end huge Democrat cheats, stealing congressional seats, electoral votes and money. Yes, it would. Because they get more money for more people and more districts. Get more districts. Trump's new order launches a highly accurate modern census, taps into 2024 election data, excludes illegal aliens from the population count. The left is already panicking because this hits them where it hurts the most: raw political power. Why does this matter? Because for decades, Democrat-run sanctuary cities have padded their power and funding by counting millions of illegal aliens. They gained more House seats, more federal cash, and more influence, all from people who aren't even legally here. Trump tried this before in 2020. He ordered the Census Bureau to exclude illegals. The courts blocked him temporarily. Then Biden took power and scuttled the whole thing. But now, Trump's back. The court has shifted, and the timing is perfect. This isn't just about numbers, it's about representation. States like California, New York, Illinois have inflated House seats and electoral votes thanks to illegal alien populations. Under Trump's plan, representation gets rebalanced. Citizens come first again. The Constitution's purpose in requiring a census is to apportion electoral votes and House seats. That's the entire point. Including people who can't legally count for those purposes is completely unconstitutional. It's also new. Democrats just started it under Obama. Trump has already rescinded Biden's pro-illegal census rules, backed legislation to require a citizenship question, supported lawsuits from red state AGs to stop the fraud. Now he's finishing the job. The outcome? Fewer House seats for blue states, billions redirected to American citizens, a more honest electoral college, a stop to sanctuary state power grabs, time to unrig the system. For years we were told illegal aliens don't vote. But they've been voting with their bodies by giving Democrats more House seats, more electoral votes and more money. Not anymore. Trump's pulling the plug. Retweet and spread the word. I said repeat for a second there. And if you like this thread, you can follow Rod D. Martin on X. Good one, that one. Kobe Thatcher update. The Department of Home Affairs has now cancelled a visa that was granted to that Palestinian woman who celebrated the mass attack on Israel. Just goes to show the power of public backlash. We must all continue to speak out against appalling government decisions. Palestinian author's visa cancelled after post celebrating Hamas attack emerges. And this is important information if you have pets. The opinionated black woman auntie said a friend came in and seen me in a fluster last week. Her friend's cat had been bitten by a paralysis tick. She found the tick, removed it. The tick was in the second stage. She phoned the vet as the venom was causing paralysis in his back legs. The vet said the cat would die without treatment, but they wanted $2,000 up front, which she didn't have. Fortunately, the venom had not affected his airways at that stage, but there was a risk it could happen in the first 48 hours as the venom travelled through his body. This is where I came in. My friend asked me if there was anything I could do, so I got into my files, toothpicks, holding my eyes open, lol, done a quick rehash of my notes and went to see the woman with the poor little cat. She was absolutely beside herself. She told the vet she could pay every cent she had up front, $1,800, but wouldn't have the rest until she got her wages, and they still refused to help her cat and told her he would die. Anyway, long story short, I've saved the poor little guy's life. The paralysis tick was gone within a couple of hours and he was up bouncing around that night. Because he was such a small cat, I used vitamin C 1 milligram injected transmuscular between the shoulder blades, followed by 5 mils of vitamin C drench every day for a week. The more venom, the higher the dose. This is alleged, okay? Always go and see your doctor. This is not about humans anyway, it's about animals, but go see your vet if pain persists. YouTube. The more venom, the higher the dose. This includes snake bites, which require much higher doses for dogs, horses, sheep, cows, alpacas, etc. If you ever need help with doses, etc., feel free to DM me. I have at least 100 ml of Troy vitamin C at all times in my fridge. I've got a cough again. Hang on 1 second. At all times in her fridge. I recommend everyone does get any brand as long as it's injectable. You also need 18 or 20 gauge syringe needles and different size syringes. You can get it all online. If you can't afford a vet or are too far away from a vet, vitamin C and nicotine patches for snake bites are your best friend for your best friend. Huh. Interesting. That's amazing. Larry Cook asked a good question. Why are vaccines useless unless everyone takes them? Very interesting, isn't it? And Melinda Richards asked, how many of you who go on and on about climate change, how many of you own a car, a mobile phone, use electricity, fly in a jet aircraft from time to time, buy clothes and shoes, own a pet, buy furniture, turn on a gas stove, own a laptop, charge a vehicle, electric vehicle, buy food from a supermarket, go to restaurants and bars, catch a train, ride on a bus? It's okay, you're off the hook for being a complete hypocrite because it's a sham anyway. Lucky you. And then we've got this one. This will be the last one. Fatima Khan said top 11 reasons why I left Islam. Irrational hate of Christianity, irrational hate of the Jews, irrational hate of the Hindu. Quran is badly written, very incoherent, without any sense of spirituality like the religion. Prophet was a sexually depraved warmongering pedo that became the first top reason the more I uncovered it. Not allowing any dissent or to leave. Irrational hate of all polytheists. There is no respect for women in Islam. The religion combined with Sharia is not much different to communism. Why do you think they want it in here? You know, China's a communist country, and I know you think China and Muslims, what? Yeah, they allow that, they want that, so more people are under control. Then come in the real communists to take over China. The religion combined with Sharia is not much different to communism. Subjugation and restriction of women to be free as they want to be. Is in Islam, a man can marry 5 times and a woman can marry 1 time. And you can also do halala with them. What's halala? Is it ulala? I don't know. Oh, no, there's more. Shit, there's heaps more. How long have I got? Oh, well, this is a long one. Ann Vandersteel said, funny fact, last year Howard Stern told the 77 million Americans who voted for Donald Trump to stop listening to his radio show. Yesterday, SiriusXM announced they're cancelling Howard Stern due to ratings plummet. As predicted, Colbert was the first, but he won't be the last. Fucking around, find out, never felt so good. Craig Kelly said an evil man will burn his own nation to the ground to rule over the ashes. That sums up Albanese to a T. He's prepared to destroy Australia, cause untold hardship with a permanent housing crisis, smash GDP per capita and make the average Australian poorer, just so he can import large numbers of Labor voters so he can rule indefinitely. The Australia that we knew and loved is being destroyed before our eyes by Albanese and the Labor Party. And the greatest of all tragedies is that the Liberal opposition is so weak and cowardly that they're sitting back watching it happen. And that is after he dropped the English language requirements amid high immigration numbers. Oh my God, there's another one. Give me 1 sec, let me have a sip of my tea, please. Okay, steamed up glasses. Common Law Australia. The Australian government will try to deny the Magna Carta, as will many who are ignorant of the law, but the Magna Carta is written in stone. It cannot be abrogated, denied or disobeyed. It's our lawful protection. Magna Carta 1215, Article 61, Lawful Rebellion. If we, our Chief Justice, our officials or any of our servants offend in any way respect against man or transgress any of the articles of the peace or of this security, to declare it and claim immediate redress. If we, or in our absence abroad, the Chief Justice make no redress within 40 days, reckoning from the day on which the offence was declared to us or to him, with the support of the whole community of the land by seizing our castles, lands, possessions or anything else, saving only our own person and those of the King and our children, up until they have secured such redress as they have determined upon. It is the duty of every member of the community to replace the government when it no longer serves the will of the people. State and federal governments are clearly ignoring the people. Australia, it's high time for we the people to gather together at midday on August the 31st. Not just to stand in the street, it's time to march into their parliaments, arrest the traitors and try them immediately in a common law court of the people. United, we the people have the power. It's up to each one of us. Oh my God, there's another one. And this one's a good one too. It's called the Gone with the Wind Celebrity Witness Protection Program, which I'm going to have to read on another... Oh, it's got a lot of good stuff in it, guys. I've got a few really good threads to read. There is another one. How much more have I got? Oh, you're a moron, mate. Go away. Oh, and this one. I'm going to have to re-bookmark because I've got to go pick up my granddaughter soon. So I'm going to have to re-bookmark them. But in my medical... Oh, shoot. Where was I? Go back. In the medical file, okay, we've got a lot in here too. And we've also got new info on Pizzagate from Mouthy Buddha, which is going to be very, very interesting. Yeah, I could make specials for these threads, actually. There's quite good ones in there, let me tell you right now. One of them, the one about Pizzagate, probably could only be read on Rumble. So that's why I put it in the medical file, because the medical file is pretty much everything I read on. Should name it Rumble file, actually, because that's what it is. Okay, so let's go to the comments. Oh no, can I get back? How far back can I get? That's it. Deb said, propaganda, propaganda, all bloody lies. Alex said, exactly. Hence all the new bills going through. They can't stand us all communicating with each other and exposing their lies, Deb. They're panicking. That's why this is happening. I've been going through this for 5 years. I got deleted back in 2020 and again in 21 or 22. I can't remember. Maybe 22. And ever since then, I'm nearly at 500 subs, guys, and anyone help me out? Nearly there, guys. Help. Because, yeah, this is the third time and they won't let this channel grow. They certainly don't want me having members, super chats or anything like that, you know. Last time they stole them. I still haven't seen, you remember on Eyes to See? Did £150 and £150 and £150 3 times. And they stole it. Do you know how much that is in Australian dollars? It's nearly double, right? That's how much it is in Australian dollars. It's a lot of money, man. You either give it back to the person who donated it, which they didn't see it back, or give it to the person it was donated to, which was me. I never seen it. Bastards. Bastards Incorporated. Okay. Is Dolores in here? Shannon said DJT 41020. Deb said, I made a killer lasagna last night. I'm eating it for breakfast. I've got one that I made the other day and I've cut it into servings and froze it for myself. I make any dinner, right? And I have to freeze some of it because I make too much. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what I do. One potato can be too much for me, right? One full potato, depending on how big it is, right? It can be too much for me. Sometimes the meat that I get, if it's like this big, that's too much for me. I'll eat a bit that's probably about that big, you know? And I made bread the other day. Bread rolls. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. They were yum. Do I have a picture of them, actually? I probably do. I've got to show you my bread rolls, man. Because they were the best ones I've made so far. The best bread I've ever made so far, sorry. Oh, Deb's been messaging me. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, you have to excuse the mess of my bench there, but look at my bread rolls, man. Look at them. Look at those. Actually, what am I doing? God, I'm an idiot. Look at my bread rolls. Look at them. Yum. They were great, let me tell you. Okay. So, Deb, I understand what you're doing, yep. I have to freeze mine. Deb said, does anybody remember the umpires that used to blow up and people could hit them and they'd come back up again? Shannon said, I see no burgers. Hang on one sec, guys. I've still got a bit of a cough. Deb said, can we get an elbow in one? Alex said, yum, that sounds delicious, love lasagna. Deb said, and it brought all of us together. Deb said, I use ricotta cheese instead of bechamel. Oh my goodness, I'm going to cough again. One sec. Yeah, I forgot to record me making the bread, right? And I'm like, after it. Could have put that on Hev's Lifestyle channel. If you don't know, I've got another channel called Hev's Lifestyle. Haven't uploaded anything to that yet, but it's coming. Sometime. I procrastinate a lot. Yeah, that would be nice, actually, Deb. Ricotta cheese instead of bechamel. Alex said, nice, that's one of the things I've never made. I'll have to try and make it soon, Deb. Deb said, just a shame you can only eat a small portion. It's so filling. Deb said, I used to make all vegetarian ones that were absolutely the line. Alex said, with a nice side salad. Oh, yeah. Lasagna with a nice salad on the side is beautiful. Dana said, the machete bins are just more gaslighting, another version of money laundering. Yes. Yeah, go stick your money in there. That'll help them. Deb said, yes, we are avoiding NDIS. Totally bloody corrupt, yes. Deb said, put him in bloody rehab. Shannon said, socks is snuggling. Oh, God, love him. Sherry, how you going? Yes, some drug addicts and alcohols get SSI here too. And a lot of overweight people. Really? Deb said, purr, Shannon. Zal, how you going? What perverted teacher is doing that to their class? Alex said, I saw that, how ridiculous, as if people are going to use those bins. Just yet another waste of money, Dana. Exactly. Deb said, yes, extra people and extra children for the pedos. I don't know. These people, honestly. Alex said, I just reread what you said. Definitely money washing for sure, Dana. Yep. Deb said, a lot of bloody washing machines getting around equals government. Oh, they're doing lots of laundering. They're really washing that money hard. Shannon said, Bush family worship owls. Yes, they do. J1 said, Trump building a new ballroom while kicking ass worldwide, lols. Yes, J1. And Raven, how you going, Raven? Hello, Hev fam, love to you all. Alex said, like all that crap art, crisp packets stapled to bits of wood selling for millions. Isn't that ridiculous? I remember when they put a toilet in some art exhibit and I thought, great. And a banana. I can make my own, mate. Can I get like thousands of dollars for that now? I'll do some weird art for them. Alex said, hey, Raven, hope you're well and your husband is doing better. Yes, been praying for you guys. Deb said, oh, God love you.
Timar28G tipped $25. If you import baking flour from Italy, you'll have zero issues with baked goods. My roommate is gluten intolerant, turns out, he's just glyphosate and over-possessing intolerant. The OO flour makes
excellent pasta and pastries. Do you know what? My ex told me that yesterday, or the day before. He said, you got to get the 00 flour. Because he's Italian, right? That's funny, I was just talking about this the other day, right? Now you say this. Exactly. You know what also helps? Okay, probably that's better, you know, but I sifted the flour 2 or 3 times. Sift it, make it airy before you start baking with flour. It'll improve everything. Bloody amazing. Thank you, Timmy. God love you, you legend. Yeah. The 00 flour from Italy is the best. The best flour. Yeah, Deb said, gotta love the big boobs. Alex said, lots more sudden deaths over the past couple of weeks too. Yeah, you don't know. Maybe all these, do these only, what do you call it? Adult film stars get all jabs and stuff too? I don't know. You never know. Who knows? Tim said, the powers that ought not be in psychology absolutely know how to properly treat people for their mental illnesses. Most practitioners are not taught. Let's just say there's a reason I need to... Yep. Higher security when I speak sometimes, lol. Oh, Timmy. The program victims of therapy don't like to hear it's their responsibility to get their shit together and no one else's. Agree. A lot of people. A lot of mental illness. You know, you used to see cartoons and stuff where, you know, someone starts to panic and the other cartoon character grabs them and across the face, snap out of it, you know? I don't know. Starting to think we need a bit more of that. Sorry, it's just my opinion. Deb said, bit of snuff. Shannon said, Q told us. They did. They did. This site here has it all. If you want to know what's going on, just go and read it. Great Awakening. See, it's happening. Everyone's waking up. Oh, shit, where am I? Going back all over the place here. But yeah, Timmy, you got to keep yourself safe, yeah. Higher security. Raven said, woke up this morning with this incredible craving for camp barbecue food, so that's what I'm going to do for lunch. Yum! Oh, I would, except I've got to go pick up my granddaughter, so maybe when I come back, what are we going to cook today? Me and my granddaughter, what are we going to cook for dinner? We always have pizza. Can we have something different? I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. Shannon said, F you, autocorrect. Deb said, we're grateful for our Dr. Timmy. I've been watching a lot of cooking videos. I found a new lady. Oh, my God. Can I show yous on YouTube? Oh, I found another good video this morning too. Go to my history. Where's my history? History? There we are. Right? Where is it? This one. Heather Blessington. And I think this has just gotten in the last couple of days a whole lot of viewing. Hang on, I'll see if I can share it into the chat. It's called Epstein Maxwell Hidden something, what's it called? Hidden documentary. Okay, I'm going to put some links in the chat here. But I think all of a sudden it's getting, like it's 5 years old or whatever it is. But all of a sudden, she's getting a lot of views. Where was that person? Yes, and I do like Dr. Disrespect, and I think the accusations against him were like the accusations against Trump and Kavanaugh and all them, you know. Where's this woman? Where is this lady? Actually, hang on. I've seen her on the... Here. Her name is...
In my opinion, it's not really a game.
I love her accent. In my opinion... Sorry. Tay Bryce? I don't know. Can I share her as well? Yeah, how about I just give you a short, and then if you like her, you can, you know. She makes some of the, oh my God, I want to eat that food, right? She makes food like, you know. And there's another lady, Chrissa. She's also really, she's a mum, and she loves her husband, and she's a great mum. Where's the other lady? This one.
So my daughter and I ran to the store.
Love this lady. She's Italian, okay, in America. Copy that and paste that too. Just going to paste all these links for you guys. If you like them, you can sub or whatever. If you don't like them, just ignore, okay? But they're really good people. Really funny. So, yeah, there you go. Anyway, I've been watching a few shorts, you know, here and there. Now, where am I? Go back here? Okay. Can get rid of that one. Deb said, we're grateful for our Dr. Timmy. Yes, we are. Yeah, I wanted to tell Timmy I haven't had a headache in about like a week. So I'll be talking to Timmy soon. Timmy, are you available on your Sunday, my Monday? Alex said, you hit the nail on the head, Timmy. Cured people are lost customers, and anyone that gets in the way of all that money being made is classed as the enemy. So sad but true. Yes, it is. Shannon said, I made yummy bangers and mash last night. That might be what we have for dinner for tonight. Shannon said, no money in cures. Yep. Alex said, with lashings of gravy, Shannon. Oh, and apparently, you know gravy. If you mix a beef and a chicken stock cube together and make your gravy with that, it's even better. Don't know. It is. Beautiful. Shannon said, yes, you are. Timmy said, I'd rather see my patients as little as possible, not because I don't love them, but because I do love them. Let's get you back on the rails real quick so you can get on with your life, shall we? Yes, exactly, Timmy. Well, that's why I like you, Timmy, you know. Great doctor, mate. Great man. Shannon said, gravy, onions, cheese and fried chicken ovulations. Yum. Timmy said, they'll have to kill me before I stop, Alex. Yeah. Well, me too. I mean, they could lock me up, right, because free speech and all that, and I'm probably breaking every rule in their book. But you're free to lock me up. You know, that's the only other way it'll stop me from... But then I'll be telling all the prisoners and anyone who will listen in there, because that's just how I go, right? How I roll. I'll be going, hey, you know they're all corrupt. You know they let pedos go, don't you? You know they let pedos go, you know. Maybe not the police, but the judges do, for sure. What about our government, eh? Huh? That's what I'll be doing. Okay, I'll be educating the prisoners if that's the case. So lock me up, come on. Dare you. No, I'm joking, don't dare you. Okay. Alex said, you have one of the very few amazing doctors out there that actually care about people and want to heal them, and we love you for it. Exactly. Deb said, awesome, Shannon. Sal said, the collapse of all these governments around the world is coming and it will happen very quickly. I believe so. Yeah, Shannon, we have it all. You reckon Pence does things to children? Mm-hmm. Zal said, all those names are telling you it's fake news, like the use of names like Johnson. Okay, or Combs. Alex said, they all have really dodgy names, yes. I thought they were funny. And the two people who were having a relationship were someone cock and someone semen. Like, come on. Are you serious? I think they're having us on, mate. Seriously. Everyone's laughing at me with those names that yep. Timo said, I make plenty with cures. Many of our problems can be attributed to acute cranial rectal inversions. I'm just assisting in its extraction. That's head up your ass, by the way, everyone. J1 said Peter stroke. Shannon said kite hit steel. Yeah, remember that when the 9/11 was happening and George Bush was in the classroom and all the kids were yelling out, kite hit steel. No. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Everyone's laughing at Timmy. Yep. A problem, make plenty with cures to pull your head out of your rear end.
Timar28G tipped $10. A few in the chat will get this. Don't let your horse yank your pants down and make you look like a fool. I teach what I call the horse and rider. You are the rider, the horse is the asshole. A screaming 4-year-old at the store.
At the store is controlled by the horse. Okay? Yeah, Timo was talking to me about this horse and rider the other day. It's very interesting, by the way. Thank you, Timo. God love you, you legend. But yes, it's very interesting. Don't let the horse yank your pants down and make you look like a fool. Okay? There you go. Shannon said, we can hear you breathing. Can you hear me breathing? Dolores, how you going? G'day all, I'm really facing a huge health issue. Appreciate any and all prayers from you guys. Done, Dolores. We will pray for you. God love you. Definitely. Everyone pray for Dolores. Deb said, and our government is not corrupt if Pizzagate is not real. Yeah. Shannon said, Democrats dropped their case against Candace. Saber rattling didn't work. Fear discovery. J1 said, Dolores, prayers incoming. Yep. Alex said, Andy Pandy was best mates with Epstein. His brother, Charlie Farley, was best mates with Jimmy Sovile Savile. Two of the most prolific pedos of our time, and they are just two of many. Alex said, it's disgusting. They have been allowed to get away with it for so long, but their time is coming and they know it. That's why they're panicking in the internet censorship. I'd expect the internet to go down at any time for a certain amount of days, maybe a couple of weeks, I don't know. But I reckon it's going to happen. Shannon said, TikTok. Hey, Andrew Spicer, how you going? Hi, Andrew here from St Helens, Tasmania. Been following you for years now. Thank you for your awesome content. Oh, thank you, Andrew. God love you. Good to see you. Deb said, yes, much love and prayers for our Dolores. Speedy recovery, sweetie. Dolores said, I thank you, Alex. You don't know how much that means to me yet. Yeah, everyone's saying hello to Andrew. Shannon said, I went to AMC in Tassie. Keck said, how you going, Keck? Yes, they did roast the Clintons. But over here, South Park is backfiring. It's the frog, you see. The Trump curse is from the frog. You know, I've been close to that frog myself, lol. Cool. I just want to make sure, like, someone's not sending you messages to say that, hey, your mic's off or anything that's not working. So I'm just checking. Keck said, I've told people here the frog is going to fudge things up for messing with Trump, lol. Alex said, I really hope you get better soon and are able to make a full recovery, sweetheart. Always thinking of you, Dolores. Yep, Keck said, hi there, Shannon. Everyone's saying hello. Keck said, ops. Zal said, there's no war in Ukraine, folks. It's all theatre. Yeah, that's when I was reading it. I was thinking the same thing, Zal. You know, some of the footage they showed was from games. Games. Very realistic games are now. So realistic they can use them for war. Keck said that is from a guy in the county here in Wisconsin. God love ya. Shannon said just like 10:07. 10:07. It's my birthday, Shannon. What's that? Dana said, let's face it, Trump cannot bring world peace. He tried. The global mafia that is now in control of everything is far more powerful than ever been. They don't want peace and will never allow. I believe the opposite, Dana. I believe the opposite. I believe they're scared. That's why they're trying to censor everything in the internet and YouTube and all that sort of stuff, under 16s, under 18s, whatever it is. I think they're running scared. And, you know, what is it, the art of war? Let them think you're weak when you're actually strong. And strong when you're actually weak. But, yeah, everyone's got their own opinion, so, yeah. But I actually think it's the opposite, Dana. God love you. Keck said, did you hear about Big Balls getting attacked by 10 punks? Yes, I reported on it yesterday or the day before. He was trying to help a woman who was getting attacked. And then in turn, they attacked him. He certainly has big balls for approaching and helping that woman against how many people were there. Deb said it can be very scary when you're very sick. We are keeping you in our thoughts and prayers, Dolores. Yep. Deb said warmongers. Sal said, sorry, Dana, that's not true. All theatre to wake people up. The energy of the psyche is far more powerful than everyone realises, hence the need to coerce it into a state for the truth to come out. Keck said, big balls from Doge saved a woman from being attacked by 10 young punks, and he saved her, but he got beaten up kind of bad. But still standing, many patriots get attacked here, myself included, yep. Deb said, meow, meow, let me in, yeah. Cat banging on the door. Dolores said, yes, Deb, but I'm fighting the fear and claiming full miraculous healing in the name of Jesus. Yes, that's the way to do it. We'll pray alongside you, Dolores. Shannon said, no, they were talking about golf and the grandkids, lol. Keck said, just happened to me here last Monday. I took a steel cane to the arm, but he must be well and did not need it now. But he could not do a thing to me at all. Zal said, these exposures will continue right up until the shift, folks. Yep. Yeah, stay safe over there, Keck. Shannon said, fear not, Dolores. Pay for play, yeah. Zal said, the great game of Trump Kaplunk is about to rain down on all these cabal toads. Keck said, by the way, South Park did disclose that Obama, McCain and some of the rest heisted all the money from the Federal Reserve. Oh, really? Okay. Alex said, oh, yeah, I saw that guy and got beaten up, but didn't look much more into it. I hope he's okay, Keck. Deb said, I've noticed American like repeating a lot. Some shows get annoying. Yeah. Well, if like climate change, if they repeat the lie enough, people start to believe it. And they did. They did. A lot of people did. Shannon said, attack Trump's big balls. Sal said, what was I just saying to Dana, folks? Sal said, the power of the psych must be reined in after years of manipulation. Yes, exactly, Sal. I agree with that. Alex said, miracles do happen and praying for your continued healing, Dolores. Zal said, Zal's short-term memory has already shifted without him, it seems. He's winking. He's joking. Deb said, repeat, dribble, garbage, the news we have to endure every day. Keck said, Alex, many of the frogs people are getting attacked long before Trump. Since President Carter, they were sending corn-fed white grilled to Arab harems in Arabia. Girls, back in the Carter years. Whoa. Yeah, that's not good. Alex said, I'll get the popcorn. It's been a long, old show, though, Zal. Yeah, if we just kept eating popcorn, we'd be popcorn coming out of our ears. Keck said, none of this is new here, just a small few heard about it. I was informed by extended family about this incident in the Midwest. Shannon said, can't rush, Alex, only one shot. Timing is everything. It is, that's why. It has to be done this way. It had to be done this way. See, Maureen Comey through the trials for Epstein, Diddy and Maxwell, right? They could have got better sentences, you know, but she didn't. Because her father is James Comey, the disgraced FBI lawyer involved in the Russia probe. It'll all go round and come back around. Just hang in there. Alex said, who does number 2 work for? Everyone's saying, awesome, Raven. Shannon said, in Japan and England, men come first and women come second. And sometimes not at all. Shannon. It's my fault. I just read it out without proofreading that one first. Sherry said, hi, Dealey. Sorry, busy watering my plants. Always busy doing something. How you going, Dealey? Are you in here? I got it on live chat. Why can't I see some people? Sal said, Charlotte Walker's obviously some bloodline favour. Yeah, that young girl in our parliament here in Australia, yes. Shannon said, oh, behave. Yeah, baby, yeah. Alex said, this could be a case for Mulder and Scully. Raven said, had to donate to Hev. God love you, Raven. Thank you so much. You're a legend, mate. Deb said, Alex, out to lunch, said, Donna's thinking we can can some pickles. Yeah, why not? That's a good idea. Sal said, Pauline Hanson's a threat to the leftoid numbnut nonsense. Yes, she is. Dee Lee said, hey, Sherry, there's always something that has to be done. Out to lunch says, sweet or dill? Pickles. Ooh, I don't know. Sweet pickles? They're both nice. Shannon said, ask Debs who number 2 works for, lol. Out to lunch said, you think the burnings of cities by Antifa is part of the 15-minute city? It's more just to scare people into control and submission, I think. But that's just me. Keck said, more and more people are starting to realise this 1776 2.0 as most of this is coming from so-called lies, and I can't believe how blind our elders were to what they knew where they were. Deb said, we need to support our Hev. Hev does put a lot of work into bringing us the news and allows us a place to come and talk and give each other love, encouragement and support. God love you, Deb. Shannon said, yeah, don't stop with the frazzle drip. Don't start with the frazzle drip, yeah. Start with that, I'll never shut up. Keck said, rolling out, Hev is right, wait till it comes out. Yes, exactly. Deb's laughing at Shannon. Out to lunch said, remember, Renegade was saying, yes, we can, yeah. And Renegade is Obama's Secret Service name. Okay. Alex said, yeah, I think FD is the tip of the iceberg for now. Despicable these monsters have been. Shannon said, no, in New York. Keck said, watch the junk food, Hev. It's making me forget things and I don't have Alzheimer's. Oh, yeah, I don't make junk food. No, I cook myself. Pizza, make it from scratch. Make the base, make everything. Except the bacon, you know, I've got to buy bacon and some meat and the veggies. But, you know, like other than that, you know, it's pretty much as homemade as you can get. Out to lunch said, yes, we can. Backwards sounds like something. Yeah. Something about Satan, isn't it? Alex said, you were there for a split second, Shannon. Deb said, yes, there's a map with other countries onto the Australian map, fits the world. Keck said, I eat real food and my memory comes back, lol. Shannon said, that's because you're so hot, Alex. It's been a long time. Keck said, if you follow Elon, I'm not living in a pod, lol. Out to lunch said, Keck, like the rat test. Alex said, I'd love to start my own canning. I have a pressure cooker. I just need to get some jars, make sure I do it properly so the food doesn't go bad, lol, out to lunch. Well, you can always learn by your mistakes. I mean, that's how I kind of... Shh, don't tell anyone. I learn from my mistakes. That's why it takes me about 5 goes to get bread right and stuff, you know, maybe longer, I don't know. Tim said, Trump didn't stop the destruction of a dam in Idaho. That provides water to many northern Idahoan farms. They happen to be largely Republican in northern Idaho. Keck said, I did not know they did a test, but it just happened to be me, and damn, this is new to me, lol. Shannon said, check out the moon map for the true landmass of the Earth. Oh, itchy all of a sudden. Oh, itchy side. It also explains the weird flight paths, yeah. Out to lunch said the survivors will be people able to either eat either and survive and not bothered. Shannon said, Tim has own private Idaho. Sal said, I'm not so on board with the vibes of the cosmos, Shannon. Alex said, I've seen those bots, the bot farms, thousands of mobile phones connected to a computer, all gaslighting people heavy. Yes, that's what I wanted to look up. Check this out. So sometimes when you're on the internet arguing with people, you're not actually arguing with a person really, it's just a bot. Okay, bot farms. AI-controlled ones now. Hundreds of them are tossing thousands of comments and posting designed to agitate you, polarise you, offend you, disempower them. I remember when it was Chinese people sitting at desks. My God, they've improved, haven't they? Wow. This is what a bot farm looks like. Here you go. See this? This is who you're arguing with online. This is when, you know, you see a bit of a shady comment and 500 likes on it. Hello? I've got a cough again. Hang on, guys.
SL_I.D._FB6C1E9D6A523154 tip $10. This is for Heavy's awesome fund, rolling on the floor laughing emoji, rolling on the floor laughing emoji, rolling.
I muted and I was, oh my God, what am I doing? Ah, yeah, shit streamed towards the end. Sorry, guys. These are the bot farms I wanted to look up. I was reading comments and went to the bot farms. And so these are the bot farms. These are the AI ones. Sorry, guys. Holy shit. A bit hopeless today, I am. Anyway, here's the bot farms. These are the AI ones, right? Look at all the phones attached. And then you've got these ones. These are Asian people sitting with hundreds of phones in front of them. So when you're arguing on the internet, you're not necessarily arguing with the person. You might be arguing with a bot. Bad enough to be arguing with one of these bots, but, you know, one of these is even worse. I don't know. It's not real. None of them are real. Oh, my God. Bot farms. Bot farms. Look at them. Look at that. It's crazy. So, yeah, just think about that next time you are arguing with someone else on social media, or you see a pretty questionable comment and it's got like 500 likes on it. Yeah, question everything, mate. Sorry, I'm sorry about that big space of emptiness that you had while I was muted and reading comments. I did read Alex's, yes, I've seen those bot farms, thousands of mobile phones connected to computer or gaslighting people. Out to lunch, said be back. Zhao said things have shifted since the moon was brought in and froze in place. Deb said bloody biggest disaster ever in renewables, yes. Keck said I've seen the bots all the time and lots of this I uncovered at Bernie Sanders' rally. By the way, his brother is a British MP. How have the islanders been so... Ooh.
Timar28G tipped $10. I should be available on Sunday. I'm 85% sure I will be. I've purchased a cow from my neighbor in Wyoming, and I'll be assisting in the butchering and packaging of it.
Oh, nice. Thank you, Timmy, you legend. So you'll be hopefully be available on Sunday, so we can do a Rumble Live as well. Talk about things we can't talk about here on YouTube. Okay? Excellent. Thank you, you legend. And enjoy that meat. It's going to be beautiful. I've been watching people on farms too. And, like, animals that don't always survive, you know. Yeah, how have the islanders been so blunt to British Bolshevism? Shannon said, true, part of the soul trap to make us forget who and what we really are. Sal said, Chris Bowen's a complete tool, total cabal placeholder. He's worse than a tool, man. He's not even useful. Sal. He's a moron, swamp scum, I don't know, something. He's just like, whatever's not useful at all. That's what he is. I don't even know. Most things are useful in some way or another. Keck said, Canada is still all burning up in smoke. Oh, really? Still on fire? I hope Menacing Muskrat's all right. I haven't seen her for a while either. Shannon said, it's big and impressive until you take a pic of it, then it looks small. Deb said, yes, you did sign. Dana said, isn't crude oil a renewable energy resource? This is another big scam to believe it will all end one day. Yes, it renews itself. Oil does. They told us it was fossil fuels. Doesn't come from fossils at all. There you go. Sal said, Karen needs to make me a sandwich.
Woman, get back in here and make me a sandwich.
Yep, me too. Zal said, yes, Dana, most wells in the US are full again. They're just not telling you. Alex said, my phone camera took some really clear pics of it. I was surprised how clear they came out, Shannon. Hey, Black Hat Music, how you going? Good to see ya. Dolores said, that sounds beautiful, Alex. Everyone's saying hello. Shannon said, zoom and enhance. What are we talking about here, Shannon? I can't remember. Zal said, go Tom Herman. Yeah. Shannon said, get the Blade Runner reference. Sal said, they need to expose the person who initially approved that Hamas woman's passport. Yes, they do. Alex said, yes, I'm so glad I finally got a decent camera, Dolores. Yeah, thumbs up if you can, guys. Alex said, what an evil vet. I'm glad they managed to save that poor little kitty. Yeah, I know. A vet that won't take it? Deb said, sounds like our doctor. Zal said, take a Bex, Hev. What does a Bex do? Relax you? Shannon said, getting hungry. What's for breakfast, lunch? I know I'm getting hungry too. Very, very hungry. I'm surprised has my stomach been growling and I just didn't notice. Deb said, yes, don't underestimate vitamin C. Oh, it's perfect, that stuff. Zal said, most vets are just money-making scammers. Deb said, lasagna and in-garden salad. Now, that would be lovely. Deb said, prove you can't even trust the bloody vet doctors. Dealey said, agreed, Zal. Zal said, don't forget climate change grifters have got to have their skinny soy lattes as well, yes. So they not realise that most of their clothes, most of the stuff they buy is from fossil fuels. Fossil fuel, thanks to fossil fuels. Deb said, what happened to the herd getting immunity? Deb said, all bloody religion is the same. Alex said, they missed out on the billionaires flying private jets to go 10 minutes up the road. Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't it be nice? I'd love to have a private jet just to fly over there and fly over here and fly down to see Deb and fly over there to see Timmy and everyone over there and, you know, yeah, it'd be nice. Shannon said, vitamin C, U in the NT. Dealey said, the nicotine tobacco used to be a cure-all. Funny that, eh? And they turn it against us. Zal said, Islam, male-dominated control mechanism. Raven said, listening to Hev while gathering firewood is making my morning go from good to great. Oh, God love you. Timur said, Islamunism. Oh, no, you too, Shannon. Serious. You, Deb and Shannon, you know. Sorry, Shannon, leave you out like that. And everyone else I just left out as well. I'm so sorry. But if I had a plane, I would be flying all over the place to see you all, guys. See you all, you know. Deb said all religion is corrupt. Timur said Glenn Beck has been predicting this since 2004. Shannon said tradies no. Sal said, yep, it's being used as an instrument of control. Alex said, yes, that's why they didn't like the nicotine during COVID. Deb said, yes, I love that my son is a tradie. He's very funny, so he fits in very well. That's good. Zal said, the Liberal opposite. The tradies are funny. They're good value, those people, man. You know, tradesmen, you know, who do your plumbing and your electric. And, like, if you, you know, have a chat with them, they're actually very good people, man. Had a laugh with a lot of them. Zal said, the Liberal opposition are the same cabal placeholders. Alex said, I'm so pleased for him. Great choice of career, Deb. Deb said, I cannot remember if I sent Timmy the see you in the NT tradie style. Oh, dear. Shannon said, it would be wasted on him. He's not into it and has soft hands. Who? What? Sal said, to the left, any transgression of their unwritten laws is a far-right incursion. I'm sure it is. So go cry in the corner somewhere. Oh, that cat's driving me nuts. Deb said he's about to finish his apprentice. It's really good money now. Good stuff. Alex said you could make a special for that post, Hev. I could make 2 specials for 2 posts I've got up there. For sure. For sure. Where I'm up to. I don't know. It just jumped. Shut up in your face. I remember that song. What's the matter, you? Hey, got no respect. What do you think you do? Why you look so sad? It's not so bad. It's a nicer place. Shut up in your face. I used to love that song when I was a teen. Sorry. There we are. Sal said, come on, come on, Eileen. Read the threads. Your droogs are salivating. What? What's a droog, Sal? Dealey said, Alex, Dr. Artis read from one of those old, thick 5-inch books, all the diseases and afflictions all cured by tobacco. Found amazing information. Wow. Shannon said, tummy rumbles. Out to lunch said, Biden build back better. The B Shaw looks like a number 6. Zal said, no accident there. Out to lunch, 666, build back better, BBB. Alex said, that sounds really interesting. It's great when you find a good channel, Dealey. Dana said, Hev, would you make You would make a great teacher. Great job reading to us kids in the interwebs classroom trying to learn plenty. Yeah, except I can't read very well myself sometimes. I trip over my own mouth, so just, you know. Shannon, is that an ice cube? I don't know. Deb said, my son just bought me back Hungry Jacks for breakfast. Oh. Alex said that was really wrong of them to steal that money. It was. YouTube or Google or whoever stole money from me. And from the person who donated it, because neither of us saw that money back. And whatever it is in pounds is nearly double in Australian dollars, mind you, right? So that is crazy. I've got to sue them one day. I hope I've got enough money to sue them one day. Class action lawsuit, everyone who's getting hit by YouTube and Google. Deb said, I have a freezer full of leftovers that I give it all the kids when they come over. I might do that, the lasagna leftovers. Sal said, Hungry Jacks like Macca's is soil and green, Deb. Shannon said, fun with onion rings. Oh, that's why they're called Funyuns. Hey, I can make really nice onion rings too, from scratch. Out to lunch said, what if the runway clothes show, what if the person in the stupid dress is what is for sale, not the stupidest shite you've ever... Very interesting, out to lunch. Very, very interesting. Good point. What if the person is for sale and not the garbage that they have on? Because most people say, I wouldn't pay that for that. Have you seen what some of those fashion shows look like, their clothes? No, a lot of people wouldn't wear them. It's the person inside them. Alex said, leftovers are good, more time to infuse with flavours. Mm-hmm. Deb said, it's really hard when you make the bread fresh yourself because you just want to eat it all up in one. You do. And I made 4 or 5 rolls and then sat there and went, great. Who's going to eat them? I can't eat all 5 of them. Going to have to start freezing them. Dealey said, yes, have been following you since early 2020. I was on the live and seen the donations, then you were gone. Yeah, exactly, Dealey. It's crazy. But they did. Shannon said, soil and green as people. Alex said, they look lovely, have the bread rolls. Yeah, they were really nice. Deb said, next time, have a make it. Yeah, I will. Yes. Alex said, yeah, another cook with Hev. Sal said, nom, nom, nom. Dealey said, out to lunch. That's what I heard about those weirdo fashion shows. It's a person for sale. Alex said, I still need to set up my cooking channel. I'll do one, Alex. Seriously. I'll watch it. Deb said, we've been very busy with the crazy news. Shannon said, smell what Alex is cooking. Raven said, with the leftover barbecue meat and putting it in a pie for dinner and mash with garlic, butter and veg. Oh, yum. Oh, yum. Yeah. That sounds great, Raven. Even the barbecue meat itself. Yeah, Shannon's got his tongue hanging out there. Deb said, damn, I lost weight and do not drink. No free ride for me. And Alex is saying, delicious, Raven. Yeah, Deb's saying, yummy. Yep. Dealey said, I've heard that, Timmy. Yeah, and Shannon said, what's the matter, you? Got no respect. What do you think you do? Hey, it's not so bad. Oh, hang on. I think I lost the words there. Anyway, you got to look up the song on YouTube, Shut Up Your Face, okay? Surely it's there. Hang on. Let me just have a quick look here. And then I'll show you. Hang on. YouTube. Where is it? Shut up. Oh, that's not how you spell it. Up. By your face. Oh, there you go. Shut up at your face. Ready? Just play a tiny bit, right?
Hello, I'm Giuseppe. I got something special for you. Ready?
1, 2, 3. When I was a boy, just about 8th grade, Mama used to say, don't stay out the late with the badder boys. Always shooting the pool, gonna flunk a school. Okay, and it just keeps going from there. He sings it better than I do, right? Seriously. Yeah, don't listen to me. He's great. I'm not. Anyway. Yeah, Deb said, thank you, Alison, Timmy and Raven. God love yous. Raven said, might turn that into a YouTube video one day. Deb said, airhead bread. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, the shut up of your face, yeah. Deb said, I think there's only one, like 3 to 4 ingredients with all of them, a lot less crapping. Shannon said, aye. Alex said, I need to make some more bread soon. I find it really therapeutic. I love it. Zal said, being a Democrat appears to be a mental illness these days. Well, a lot of Democrats do have mental illnesses for some reason. I wonder why. Yep, Shannon, gotta know respect. Shannon said, only Alex and Deb get me. Deb said, oh my God, what is their own fault, Timmy? Snap out of it. That's what. Joe Dulcie, yes, that's it. Actually, do you want me to put that in the comments too? I'll share that and put it in the comments just in case anyone wants to listen to that song. Love it. Love it. There you go. Alex said, I made some really lovely chicken skewers the other day, marinated in honey, garlic and soy sauce with onions, yellow peppers and mushrooms. You could make those, Hev. Oh, my God. Going to make my mouth water. Dealey said, I've just seen that yesterday, Hev. Had the Blessington. Yes. Alex said, cool, save that for later tomorrow, Hev. Shannon said, thanks, we'll watch that next. Dolores said, made bread yesterday but didn't sift. It wasn't too pretty, but it was homemade and healthy. No, that's the main thing. The main thing is the love you put into that bread, you know, Dolores. It's the love you put into it, you know. Even when you're, kneading the shit out of it. It's the love that you put into the bread, you know. Conchega, hey, go on. Have you need to get rid of that blue rag of a flag? It's not our flag. The 3-2 ratio red ensign is our flag, and the ones our Anzacs fought and died under with the 6-blade star. I'll try and locate one, Conchega. Not at the moment because I can't afford it, but, soon. Deb said, awesome, Dolores. Alex said, I just realised I didn't sift in the last time I made. I think homemade bread is always best and smells good, Dolores. Yep. Yeah, sift a few times. It makes the flour lighter and the bread lighter. Yum. Deb said, yes, Ron will call in with our doctor in the house, Timmy. Yes, that's happening in 2 days. I've got to have tomorrow off because I'm getting my granddaughter this afternoon. Shannon said, Tats, Gizmo from Gremlins. Yeah, I used to love little Gizmo. Shannon said, Yowie in the house throwing truth bombs. Deb said, I was so grateful for a friend gave me a bread machine. I do use it more than if I had to buy. You know what? I've got a stand mixer, and now I don't even use my bread machine. That thing is bloody good. A stand mixer with the dough hook on it. You just 10 minutes and your dough has been kneaded beautifully for 10 minutes on whatever speed you want to go on, Very, very good. That's why I love making bread again. Okay, Deb said, I was so grateful for a friend. Oh, yeah, I read that one, sorry. Raven said, Hev, you're gold. If you got locked up, you'd be running the place within a week. You'd go, oh, Mama Bear on them. Yeah, I would. Listen to me, I'm growing my hair, right? Deb said, to spit all. Shannon said, just look for all the 17s, yeah. Alex is laughing at Raven. Shannon said, kite hits steel must. Yes, that's right. Sal said, what? Use plenty of lube? Timmy, what are you talking about? Shannon said, nay, I say. Deb said, yes, I want to go to Timmy's horse riding classes. Yes. Fly over there, or just fly everywhere. Shannon said, no, the white hats can hear them breathing under surveillance. Oh, okay. Shannon said, giddy up. Alex said, it's so good to be back. I miss my Hev family. We missed you too, Alex. And Menacing, wherever Menacing has been. I hope she's all right. Shannon said, giggity, hang on, is that giggity or jiggity? Dolores said, J1, thank you. I didn't see your reply earlier. Deb said, my little Cullum grandson is playing footy. He's 5. Pictures coming fast. Oh. Conchega said, Alex, when are you bringing out your bikini? Oh, leave poor Alex alone. How about a bikini, no, not a bikini calendar. How about a modesty calendar where we're all like dressed up? Oh, Alex anyway, you know, you want an Alex calendar. So Deb said, we missed you very much. I've been learning to put links in our Alex. Yep. Shannon said, Yowie has strange things are afoot at the Circle K. Deb said, video games look like real life now. Yes, they do. Dolores said, yes, I'm not tech savvy and I don't know how to do avatars. Shannon said, too late, nothing can stop what's coming. Exactly. Alex said, I missed you all too. Good on you, beautiful. Keeping up the links. God love you, Deb. Yeah. Shannon said, some people like the big brown D. I know Obama does. Hey, Deb said, Hev looks beautiful today. Oh. Dolores said, yes, Deb, I love the little bread machine my sister gave me. Shannon said Obama sold his drowning ranch at Martha's Vineyard to Les Wex. Now, I heard something about that. Now my stomach's really growling. Shannon said, I know, gross, but accurate. Shannon said, corn ready for to be cut. I remember that from this website. Corn ready for to be cut. Deb said donuts. Oh, yes, I could make donuts too and show you how I do that. Shannon's got, what are they, eggplants in there or something? Paulie, how you going? Shannon said, nobody's homey-comey. Deb said, you will not be disappointed with the end. Down, 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 going on down. Kachawi said, Shannon, always strange here. Shannon said, that's just Austin Powers quote. Deb said, well done, Shannon. Shannon said, Alex for the assist. Deb said, thank you for your donation. Shannon said, I love it when Alex lends a hand. Yeah, I'm sure you do. Deb said, remember, folks, do not fear, the end is near. And don't fear the reaper either. Deb said, karma, what comes around goes around. Conchega said, bacon these days is pumped full of water to add weight. We cook ours in the oven as it doesn't stick. I'm going to cough, hang on. Now remember to unmute yourself this time, woman. Okay. Conchega said the moon shows the hidden lands beyond the ice rings. Interesting, Conchega. Zal said plenty of those bots on TikToks. Shannon said, yeah, well, you're spitting more truth bombs. Alex said, yeah, if it's not from a proper farm, it shrinks down so much. Like chicken, I've seen videos of them pumping it full of water, so have I, to get the weight up. They're ripping us off. Sal said it was also Mossad agents doing the trolling years ago when PK Truth first started exposing the false flag bullshit. Yeah, I remember that. I remember PK Truth. And Alex said, no sound, have you muted? That was last time, wasn't it? Yeah, okay, good. And Alex said, awesome, Raven. Yeah, that was when Raven's super chat came in. God love her. D. Lee said, K. Yowie, bacon wrapped around cream cheese, stuffed jalapenos, baked for 50 minutes, topped with spicy pineapple rum sauce. Oh, my God. Yum. Chicken wrapped in bacon. Sausage meat, taken out of the sausage skins, mixed with onion and stuff and wrapped in bacon. Cooked in the oven for about 30 minutes. Beautiful. If you want something, you know, like if you're not like can't afford like really good meat, you know, you can only afford sausage mince and bacon and stuff. I don't know. They're all expensive these days. It doesn't matter. Keck said all this and they still can't stop. Pepe. Alex said, you're back. Shannon said, Dame Edna. Conchega said, catch your next live, peeps. Got a pet supplies to get. All the best. You too, Conchega. Deb said, life is too short to be arguing with bloody anybody. Yeah, it is. And you don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. I get invited to a lot of arguments and I just go, thanks, but no thanks. Alex said, yes, the bot farms are massive and people think they're speaking to real people. That's why I rarely comment on videos. Not worth it. But I do appreciate people coming back and comment on my lives because it helps the algorithm. You know, after the show's over and you come back and say, hey, anything, an emoji, anything. No, it does help the algorithm. Deb said, yeah, thank you, Alex. And Deb said, arguing is not a good energy. It makes you sick. Yes, it does. Zal said, see you, KY. Shannon said, pet supplies sounds expensive. It does, doesn't it? Keck said, I don't waste my time debating. I just attack and repeat. It's the only thing that works on the communist. Deb said, oh my God, bye, KY. Zal said, 17 likes. Ooh, I got 30 now. And awesome, Tim A said Alex. And Deb said, yes, some people don't believe the moon was brought in. Shannon said, that Monday here, the future. Cack said, communists can't stand being out-chanted. It shows you are mocking them as the bot they are. Deb said, tonight is dressing a cow. Shannon says, Hev the chook head puller offerer. Yeah, I didn't mean it. I'm just trying to euthanize humanely and quickly my chickens that are very, very sick. Deb said, Timmy's our legend. Keck said, when I find out chant the commie, they see how stupid they really are as I mock them. Deb says, sort of a tool. Shannon says, smouldering muskrat. Deb said, sending prayers to all our heaven Hevites. Every one of you is just important and loved. Yeah, everyone's just as important and loved as each other. Sal said, yeah, see yous all. Coffee and hamburger time. Nice one, Dal. Shannon said, pea and ham soup for breakfast. Oh, my God, you guys, you make me hungry. I was so hungry. Sal said, much love to all. Deb said, very funny, Shannon. Alex said, Musgrave is good. She's watching right now. There is a problem with her computer at the moment. Is unable to comment. Muskie will hopefully be able to comment again soon, Hev. Oh, God love her. We're all sending all our love out to Menacing Muskrat right now. Good vibes, love, all that stuff. Deb said, isn't Bex an aspirin? Yeah, I don't need one. I don't have a headache. Haven't had one for about a week. I think I know what it is. There you go. I'll let you know once I know for sure. Alex said, take care, God bless, see you soon, Zal. Deb said, we're sending lots of love to our menacing muskrat. We are. Shannon said, noted, Hev doesn't want to fly and see me, lol. Shannon, of course. I would. Deb said, I fly to see you all too. Black Hat went thumbs up. Shannon said, hey, you're skipping ahead. Deb said, nicotine patches could possibly help long COVID. As some have said. Now it's jumped again. Where am I? I thought I was near the end. Apparently not. No. Oh, yeah, there we are. Alex said, take care, God bless, see you soon, Zal. Deb said, we can never forget our Shannon. No, we can't forget Shannon, seriously. It was a mistake for me to forget Shannon. He's one of the main people, you know. Black Hat Music said, been listening while getting some housework done so I can sleep in tomorrow, 100%. Oh, don't blame you. Dealey said, yes, Deb, it's already been prescribed for long CV. Oh, there you go. Shannon said, because they didn't get the university grade brainwashing. Deb said, I'll be in Mildura early September, Shannon, then. Paul, how you going? Alex said, sing and Hev. Shannon said, Clockwork Orange. Everyone's saying hello, Paul. Tim S. said, nicotine prevents cold viruses like COVID. Deb, they used to hand them out to nurses during cold and flu season. Nicotine blocks ACE2 receptors, preventing the virus from getting a foothold. And as always, see your doctor if pain persists. Because you've got to say that on YouTube for some reason. Alex said, take care, God bless, see you soon, Conchego. Shannon said, they live. Yep. Black Hat Music said, great movie, Shannon. It is, isn't it? Paul said, almost cracking 500 subs. Am I near? Can I get there, guys? Someone help me out here, guys. Sub to me so I can get 500 subs. Guys, I've had 40,000 before. I'm just hoping for 500 this time, you know. What are we up to? I'm going to have a look. 495, let's go. Okay. Deb said, when next watch party? All of me. Yes, we've got to do that one, definitely. Shannon said, Paul's avatar. Yes, they live. Alex said, interesting to know. Timmy handed them to the nurses, but not the patients. Deb said, yes, I love sausage. Alex said, I still need to watch They Live and V for Vendetta. We need a big screen moment like that. We'll do it soon, I promise you. If the news could just hang off for a minute, one day. Deb said, Stormy had KFC last week. I told him it's people. Deb said, nothing like bangers and mash. Yeah. Dealey said, Deb, that's why they changed the name. It's no longer Kentucky Fried Chicken. No, it's KFC now. Deb said, yes, making bread can help with depression, hands-on. Yes, Alex, cooking is about love. Always tastes better when you enjoy the whole process. It really does. Yeah, Paul, and gardening, yes. Shannon said, okay. Yeah, okay. Loves the sausage, apparently. Deb said, yes, you can get lots of aggression out on the dough. Dealey said, yes, Alex, number one ingredient in all recipes is love. It is. Alex said, yeah, because, can you imagine someone cooking and going... Can you imagine how that food's going to taste? Oh, my God. If I seen someone like that, I'd be going, I don't think I want to eat their food, man. Someone's gone... stirring, I want to eat that food. Unless they're demented and they're stirring poison in, then that's a different matter. Okay, let's not worry about that. Yeah, Obama loves hot dogs, Shannon, yep. Paul said, Alex, always tastes better when someone else makes it for you. That's true. Yep. Alex said, yeah, 65,000 worth of hot dogs, Shannon. Paul said, see, Deb, we all know you love sausage. Alex said, have chat calendar with Shannon quotes. Oh, my God, imagine that. Yeah, that'd be good. Deb said, better... Oh, God love you, Keck. Thank you. God love you. Deb said, better than the other Paul and Shannon. Oh, better than the other Paul and Shannon. Yeah. Paul said, Deb, we still love you. Alex said, have no fear. Alex is here, said Paul. Shannon said, Alex is number one wielding her wrench. Paul said, finally, I hope you're all good now, Alex. Raven said, gonna start a fire and prep the meat to start the lunch feast. Prayers for all the Hev fam that need it. And blessings to all. Have a wonderful day, evening or night. You too, Raven. I hope you enjoy that beautiful barbecue and dinner. Shannon said, did you fix your laptop, Alex? Dealey said, take care, Raven. Deb said, Stormy asked me what RSPCA got involved with chicken that you buy, and I had to explain how some get abused. Alex said, yes, I had to take a break. It was all getting to me, but I'm all good and glad to be back with you all. Cheers. Always cheers me up, Paul. Deb said, look, Hev, love the sausage too. Oh, well, I do love sausages, the ones you eat, You can't win with that one, can you? Deb said, that's an awesome way of looking at it, getting invited. Yeah, you don't always have to attend the arguments you're invited to. It's best not to sometimes. Paul said, Alex, good, we love and miss you. Shannon said, Debs. Alex said, yes, managed to get a new laptop a few weeks ago but needed a breather. Been on a crazy train too long. Oh, it is, yep. Deb said, much love and prayers for you and your family, Raven. We love you, Shannon, said Alex. Hang on, where was I? Around here somewhere, okay. Deb said, I did not make a joke about KY. Shannon said, so your old laptop has now become the lap bottom? Yeah, Alex has given hugs to Muskrat. Deb said, Timmy's going to dress the cow and laughing. Paul said, Hev's no bueno and sausages, Deb. Deb said, we're sending love and prayers to our menacing muskrat. Shannon said, I'm in the main vein of this channel. Okay, Deb's laughing at Paul. Alex said, yes, unfortunately I lost quite a lot of stuff. Still trying to figure out if I can somehow get all the lost stuff back, Shannon. Yeah, Deb, for entertainment purposes only. Alex said, we love you, Shannon. Shannon said, you. With the sheep. Deb said, yes, I love our Shannon. Shannon said, now go on bar up. Keck said, okay, I'll phone a friend. Be right back. Thank you, Keck. I knew it was you. God love you. Deb said, thank you, our Dr. Timmy. Alex said, hopefully Muskrat's computer will be all fixed soon. She said she can watch but can't comment for some reason. Bloody technology. That's crazy. Shannon said, no speech for you. Deb said, yes, slowly creeping up subs. Yeah, I think MRE shouted me out last night. I got quite a few from him. God love him. He's a good bloke. Paul said, we got her, Deb. You got me. Hang on, where am I up to? Around here somewhere. Tim said, Alex, you can't just hand out nicotine patches to patients that can affect blood pressure, insulin, glucose. Let's just say we are chasing data, analysing it, etc. Slap a patch on and... Shannon's laughing out loud. Keck said, I'm back. God love you, Keck. Deb said, when my ex pissed me off, I would throw steak in the pan. He said that's the best steak ever. Oh, he must have loved that hate. Alex said, oh yeah, they may have some crazy dreams too, Timmy. Shannon said, back in green, Keck, and Keck CDC. Keck said, wow, it's not taking yet. It came up. Deb said, yes, the one you eat. Did it come up on this one? Let's have a look. Yep, it came up on my studio. So there you go. Keck said, how did you know? I should have used a different pick. Tim said, let's say someone's numbers change for a few minutes after the patch gets put on and it's mistaken for something else and meds are administered. Then minutes later, a code blue's called. Oh, I get you. Yep. I get you. So, you can't just hand out nicotine patches to patients. It can affect blood pressure, insulin, glucose, etc. Let's just say we're chasing data, analysing it, etc. Slap a patch on and let's say someone's numbers change for a few minutes after the patch gets put on and it's mistaken for something else and meds are administered. Then minutes later, a code blue's called. Yep, okay, I get you. Yeah, Alex said that wouldn't be good to me. Deb said, thank you, Timmy. Shannon said, I didn't see it. Alex said, only use them if maybe not in a hospital already. Shannon said, code brown. Oh, that would be, but it sounds like a bad one, Shannon, that code brown one. Oh, I don't know. Sounds pretty bad to me. Paul said, why do Avon ladies walk funny? The lipstick. Deb said, best relationship I love and hate. Hence why we're now divorced. And with that, guys, I'm going to leave it there for today. And I will be back my Monday, your Sunday, if you're in the USA or the UK. I think I'm still in Sunday. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Getting a bit phlegmy. Timo said you didn't see it, Shannon. You need to have to try a magnifying glass. God love you guys. Okay, with that, I'm going to go. Yeah, I'll be back in 2 days' time. Much love. Stay cool. It's chill. You know, it's all right. We're all right. Everything's all right. And I love you. And I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.